The truth about life is this: whatever you sow, you shall reap. It's an eternal principle, unbreakable and unchanging. Those who have disrespected you, belittled you, and sought to bring you down know this: they have planted seeds of their own destruction. Disrespect is not just an act, it's a reflection of the heart. And when someone sows dishonor, they will reap dishonor. It is a law of life governed by God's justice. Do not be deceived by their temporary victories. Do not lose heart because it looks like they are winning. Remember, the success of the wicked is fleeting. Their ways may prosper for a moment, but that moment will not last. God has seen the tears you've cried. He has witnessed the pain they caused when they disrespected you, dismissed your value, and took your kindness for weakness. He has not turned a blind eye to their actions. The day of reckoning will come, for karma is not just a force of nature, it is a principle orchestrated by divine justice. What they gave to you, life will give back to them in full measure. If they hurt you, hurt will find its way back to them. If they disrespected you, the same disrespect will visit their doorstep. This is not your doing, but God's justice unfolding. But listen to me carefully, your focus must not be on revenge. Your power lies not in wishing for their downfall, but in rising above their behavior. Let their disrespect fuel your growth, not your bitterness. Don't waste your energy trying to pay them back. That's not your role. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. Your role is to heal, to rebuild, and to reclaim your worth. Walk away from their actions with dignity. Let your silence be louder than their insults. Let your success speak volumes over their attempts to diminish you. There is a season for everything, and your season of restoration is coming. God is turning the page. He is closing the chapter of disrespect in your life and opening one of honor, peace, and abundance. Understand this: you don't need to fight them because the fight is not yours. The disrespect they showed you will not go unaccounted for. Life has a way of making sure every wrong is righted. Their karma will not be kind, not because of you, but because of what they chose to sow. You are free now. Let go of the hurt, leave the pain behind, and trust that justice is on the way. Stand tall, child of God. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. The disrespect is over. Your life is shifting into a new realm, and nothing can stop what God is about to do for you. Let them face their own harvest, and you focus on the abundant blessings that are coming your way. This is your time. This is your breakthrough. Keep moving forward, for the disrespect is over, and your victory has begun. The principle of reaping and sowing is one of the most unshakable laws of life. Whatever a person plants in their actions, their words, and their intentions will eventually bear fruit. This is not just a moral teaching, it is a divine truth that governs the entire universe. When someone chooses to sow disrespect, dishonor, and harm into the lives of others, they are unknowingly planting seeds that will grow into a harvest of the same. It may not happen immediately, and it may not be visible to the human eye, but those seeds are taking root. You see, life is designed in such a way that what you put out into the world will always come back to you. If you plant kindness, you will reap kindness. If you plant hate, you will reap hate. Disrespect is no exception. Those who have treated you poorly, looked down on you, or dismissed your value have set into motion a chain of events that they cannot escape. They might think their actions are insignificant or that no one notices, but the laws of God notice. They are eternal, impartial, and unbreakable. Disrespect is not a light matter. It's a reflection of the condition of someone's heart. And when a heart sows such negativity, it invites negativity into its own future. This is why you must not be discouraged by their behavior. It's easy to look at the moment and think they've gotten away with it, but nothing sown in dishonor remains hidden forever. Their actions will produce a harvest, one that is shaped by the seeds they've planted. Life may allow them to thrive for a while, but understand this: it's only a season. Seasons change. A person cannot sow thorns and expect roses to grow. They cannot plant weeds of disrespect and expect a field of honor. When the time is right, the harvest will appear, and it will be a reflection of what they have given. This is the unchanging truth, and it ensures that no injustice goes unanswered. So when they disrespect you, remember they are not harming you as much as they are harming themselves. Their actions are setting the stage for their own downfall. And the beauty of this principle is that you don't have to do anything to make it happen. The law of reaping and sowing works without your intervention. It is built into the fabric of existence. The success of those who act wickedly, who disrespect and mistreat others, often seems glaring and unfair. You look at their lives and wonder why they appear to be thriving. They seem untouchable, walking boldly without consequence, and their disrespect seems to bear no weight on their progress. But understand this, what you are witnessing is temporary. It is not the final chapter of their story. Their apparent success is like a flower that blooms quickly, but wilts just as fast. It is fleeting, shallow, and without foundation. What you see on the surface is not the full truth. Their momentary victories are often built on unstable ground, on lies, deceit, and dishonor, and such a foundation cannot endure. God allows certain things to happen not because he approves of them, but because he sees the bigger picture. The wicked may rise for a season, but seasons always change. Their success is like a shadow at sunset. It grows for a time, but it eventually disappears into darkness. You must not let their temporary victories disturb your peace or shake your faith. It's easy to feel frustrated when it seems like they are winning while you are suffering, but remember, God's timing is perfect. He sees beyond what you can see. The prosperity of the wicked is never sustainable, for it lacks the blessing of God. What they have gained through disrespect and unrighteousness will one day slip from their grasp, for only what is built on truth and honor can stand the test of time. This is why you must not envy their position or be discouraged by their apparent success. Their victories are not signs of favor, they are tests of character. And often they fail those tests because they believe their actions have no consequences. But just as a tree with rotten roots will fall when the storm comes, their success will crumble when the weight of their actions catches up to them. The moment you stop focusing on their gains and start focusing on your growth, you'll begin to see clearly. Their success may glitter now, but it is not gold, it is fool's gold. And when the truth is revealed, they will stand empty-handed before the consequences of their choices. Trust this temporary success built on disrespect will always lead to permanent downfall. Keep your heart steady, for what God is preparing for you will endure far beyond their fleeting victories. God sees everything. He is not blind to your pain, nor is he deaf to your cries. Every moment you have been disrespected, dismissed, or hurt has been recorded in the heart of the one who created you. Nothing escapes his notice. The tears you cried when no one was watching, the silent prayers you whispered when the weight of their actions became too much, and even the questions you dared to ask, "Why me, Lord?" He heard it all. God is not indifferent to the injustice you have faced. He sees it clearer than you do, and he feels your pain deeper than anyone could imagine. Every time they spoke ill of you, every time they mocked your dreams or treated you as less than you deserve, God was there watching and taking account. He is a God of justice, a God of balance, and he does not let wrongs go unanswered. The truth is, their actions have not only hurt you, but have also grieved the heart of God. You are his creation, his masterpiece, and anyone who dishonors you dishonors the one who made you. They may think they acted in secret, that their disrespect went unnoticed, but God's eyes are never closed. He sees beyond the words they spoke to the intentions behind them. He sees the schemes, the manipulation, the arrogance, and the pride that fueled their actions. And because God sees, he also acts. He is not a passive observer. He is the defender of those who are wronged. Though it may feel like nothing is happening, trust that he is working behind the scenes. He is aligning circumstances, setting the stage, and preparing the moment when everything will be made right. You don't have to fight to prove your worth or seek vengeance for their actions. God has already taken up the cause on your behalf. What's more, God's justice is perfect. He knows how to reach their hearts in ways you never could. He knows how to expose their wrongs without compromising your own integrity. That is why you must trust him and let him handle it. The same God who saw you being disrespected is the same God who will lift you up in honor. He will take what was meant to harm you and turn it into a testimony of his faithfulness. So don't think for a moment that God has forgotten you. Don't believe the lie that he is ignoring your pain. He has seen it all, and he will act in his time. The God who watches over you does not sleep, and he will not allow disrespect to have the final word. Your pain has a purpose, and your tears have been counted. God will restore, uplift, and vindicate you because he has always been with you, seeing every moment, and he will not fail you now. Divine justice is an unchanging truth that governs the world, and it ensures that no act of disrespect, dishonor, or harm goes unanswered. Those who have mistreated you may believe they are untouchable, that their actions are insignificant or forgotten, but the justice of God is never delayed or denied. It operates on a timeline that is not always visible to us, but it is precise and perfect. You must understand that the wheels of divine justice are always turning, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Every word spoken against you, every action taken to undermine your worth, and every attempt to bring you down has been recorded by God, and he is not indifferent to what has happened. God is not only aware, he is actively working on your behalf. His justice is not like human justice. It is flawless, incorruptible, and cannot be swayed by lies or manipulation. He sees the truth of every situation, not just the surface, but the heart behind the actions. You see, God's justice is not just about punishment, it's about restoration. It's about setting things right in a way that brings honor back to those who have been wronged, while exposing the folly of those who have chosen the path of disrespect. The same hands that were raised against you will one day be brought to humility before God's truth. The same mouths that spoke ill of you will be silenced by the weight of their own actions. But here is the beauty of divine justice. You don't have to lift a finger to make it happen. God does not need your help to bring balance to the scales. Your role is to remain steadfast, to walk with integrity, and to trust that he will handle it. When you take matters into your own hands, you risk stepping out of alignment with his plan. But when you let go and allow him to work, his justice will not only correct the wrongs, but also elevate you in ways you never imagined. And when his justice comes, it comes with power and precision. Those who disrespected you may try to hide or deny their actions, but nothing can stand against the truth that God reveals. The same stage they used to dishonor you will become the platform on which your vindication is displayed. They will see that the God who watches over you does not allow injustice to go unanswered. This is why you must not despair. You may feel like they have gotten away with it, but divine justice is already in motion. It is not rushed or delayed. It comes at the exact moment it is needed. And when it arrives, it will bring clarity, closure, and restoration. The God of justice never fails. He will make them face the consequences of their actions while ensuring that your dignity and honor are restored in full. Trust in him, for his justice will always prevail. Karma is not a man-made concept. It is a spiritual law deeply embedded in the way God designed the universe. It reflects the principle that what a person gives to others, whether good or bad, will eventually find its way back to them. It is not something you or I need to enforce because it operates independently of human intervention. Those who have disrespected you, who have treated you unfairly, cannot escape the consequences of their actions. What they have sown will inevitably return to them, and it will come at a time and in a way that they least expect. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment, but in reality, it is the ultimate teacher. For every word spoken in disrespect, for every act done in malice, karma ensures that the lessons are learned. Those who wronged you might not see the impact of their actions immediately, but karma doesn't rush. It waits until the right moment. It allows them to believe they have escaped accountability, to live in the illusion that their actions have no consequences. But this delay is not forgiveness. It is preparation. When the effects of their actions come full circle, it won't be out of revenge, but out of divine order. God ensures that every seed planted grows into a harvest. If they have sown seeds of hurt, dishonor, and disrespect, their harvest will reflect exactly that. And here's the profound truth. Karma doesn't just return what was given, it often returns multiplied. The pain they cause you will be amplified in their own lives, not because God delights in their suffering, but because the measure they used against you will be the measure used against them, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You see, karma is also merciful because it provides an opportunity for reflection and change. When they face the consequences of their disrespect, they will have to confront the reality of their actions. They will see themselves clearly, perhaps for the first time, and understand the harm they cause. It is not your job to teach them this lesson. Life itself will do it for you. This is why you must release the burden of carrying their disrespect. Let go of the need to retaliate or prove your worth to them. Karma is already at work. It is not your responsibility to make them see the error of their ways. God has designed the universe to take care of that. Your focus should be on your growth, your healing, and your purpose. Let karma handle the rest. And when it happens, when they feel the weight of their actions, you won't need to celebrate their downfall. You won't need to gloat or feel vindicated, because by then you will have moved so far ahead in your journey that their struggle will not affect you. Karma is not about punishment, it's about balance. And that balance will ensure that the disrespect you endured does not go unanswered. Their actions will return to them, not because of anything you did, but because the universe, governed by God's laws, always restores what is right. Forgiveness is not about excusing their actions or pretending that the disrespect didn't hurt. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the emotional prison their behavior tried to place you in. When you hold on to anger, resentment, and the desire for revenge, you are not punishing them, you are punishing yourself. Forgiveness is not a gift to them, it is a gift to your soul. It is the key that unlocks the chains of bitterness and allows you to move forward into the life God has prepared for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget what happened or allow them back into your life to hurt you again. It doesn't mean you are weak or that you condone their actions. It means that you choose to rise above the pain they inflicted. You are saying, I will not let what you did define me. I will not let your disrespect have power over my peace, my joy, and my purpose. Forgiveness takes the power back from them and places it in God's hands. When you forgive, you shift your focus from what was done to you to what God is doing through you. You allow Him to take the burden of your pain and turn it into something beautiful. Forgiveness doesn't erase the hurt, but it transforms it. It allows God to take the ashes of what was broken and create something new. It is through forgiveness that healing begins, and it is through healing that you find freedom. Forgiveness is also a demonstration of your faith. When you forgive, you are saying, I trust God to handle this. I trust Him to bring justice in His way and His time. It is an act of surrender, a way of letting go of the weight that was never yours to carry. God has seen your tears. He has heard your prayers, and He knows the depth of your pain. He has not abandoned you, and He will not let the disrespect you face go unanswered. But to receive His peace, you must release your grip on the anger and bitterness that hold you back. The truth is, forgiveness is not for their benefit, it is for yours. It is the bridge that takes you from being a victim of their actions to being victorious over their influence. It is the decision to reclaim your power, to rise above their pettiness, and to focus on the path that God has set before you. When you forgive, you are not only obeying God's command, but you are also aligning yourself with His blessings. Unforgiveness blocks those blessings, keeping you stuck in a cycle of pain and negativity. But forgiveness opens the door to new opportunities, new relationships, and a new level of spiritual growth. And let us not forget, forgiveness does not exempt them from the consequences of their actions. Just because you forgive does not mean they escape the justice of God. Forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It's about taking yourself off the hook of anger and resentment. They will still face the repercussions of their choices, and they will still have to answer for what they have done. Your forgiveness does not interfere with the work God is doing in their lives. It accelerates the healing He is doing in yours. So choose forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Choose forgiveness because you trust that God will handle them far better than you ever could. Choose forgiveness because your life is too precious, your purpose too important to be weighed down by what they did. Forgiveness is your freedom, and it is the first step towards stepping into the future God has for you. Your life is not defined by the opinions, actions, or disrespect of others. What they say about you, how they treat you, or the way they dismiss your value does not dictate who you are or what you are destined to become. Your worth was established long before their negativity entered your life. It was determined by God, who created you with intention, purpose, and love. Their attempt to belittle you, to make you feel small or insignificant, is not a reflection of your identity. It is a reflection of their own insecurities. When someone disrespects you, they are often projecting their own unresolved issues. Their words and actions reveal more about their character than yours. They may try to dim your light because they cannot handle the brightness of what you carry. But remember this, your light is not dependent on their approval. It comes from the divine spark within you, the one that no amount of disrespect or negativity can extinguish. God made you unique, setting you apart with gifts, talents, and a calling that no one else can replicate. He has placed within you a value that cannot be diminished by the opinions of others. When they fail to see your worth, it does not mean your worth has decreased. It only means they are blind to what God has created. You are not defined by their inability to appreciate you. You are defined by the one who formed you, who knows every hair on your head and every dream in your heart. In moments when disrespect shakes your confidence, you must turn to the truth of God's word. He calls you fearfully and wonderfully made. He calls you his child and heir to his kingdom. He reminds you that you are the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. When others try to diminish you, let his truth remind you of your place in his plan. Your value is eternal, rooted in something far greater than their fleeting opinions or temporary actions. It is easy to internalize disrespect, to let it make you question your own value. But you must resist that temptation. Their words do not define you, and their actions cannot diminish what God has already established. Instead of dwelling on their negativity, focus on the opportunities God is placing before you to grow, to learn, and to step into your full potential. Every time they try to tear you down, see it as a reminder that you are being prepared for something greater. Their inability to see your worth is not your burden to carry. You are not responsible for educating them on who you are. That is between them and God. Your responsibility is to walk in your purpose, to keep moving forward, and to stay true to the person God has called you to be. Do not let their disrespect detour you from your destiny. Keep your eyes fixed on the path ahead, knowing that your worth is already secure in him. And here is the most powerful truth: the more they attempt to diminish you, the more God will elevate you. Their attempts to dishonor you will only highlight the strength, resilience, and grace within you. They may try to block your blessings, but what God has for you cannot be stopped. In fact, their disrespect will often serve as the very catalyst that propels you toward your breakthrough. What they meant for harm, God will use for your good. So stand tall, not because of what they say or do, but because of who you are in Christ. Their disrespect has no power over you unless you allow it to. Reclaim your worth, rooted not in the opinions of others, but in the unshakable truth of God's love for you. You are valuable, you are chosen, and you are destined for greatness no matter who tries to diminish you. Let them see your strength not through retaliation, but through your unwavering confidence in who God created you to be. You are not alone in your journey. Even when people fail to recognize your worth, even when they turn their backs on you, remember that God is with you every step of the way. He has never abandoned you, and he will never leave you to face the storm on your own. In fact, God often uses moments of disrespect and hardship as opportunities for you to experience his presence in a deeper way. It is in these moments that he molds your character, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you for the blessings he has set aside for you. When others disrespect you, it may seem like you're being tested, but in reality, God is refining you. He is allowing you to face challenges that will shape you into the person he has destined you to be. These trials are not meant to break you, they are meant to build you. They are the fire that purifies you, the pressure that produces strength, and the resistance that leads to growth. What they meant to harm you with, God will use to propel you forward. In those moments of hurt, when their words sting and their actions cut deep, turn to God. Lean on him, not for comfort alone, but for guidance and empowerment. God doesn't just want to heal your wounds. He wants to turn those wounds into wisdom. He wants to use your pain to prepare you for the future he has designed for you, a future that no one can take away from you. The disrespect of others cannot block the plans he has for you. It is God who opens doors that no man can shut, and it is he who will defend your honor when others try to tarnish it. You are never forgotten by God. Even in your moments of deepest sorrow, he is near to you. He sees your pain, your tears, and the injustices you face. And he is at work on your behalf, orchestrating things behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. The disrespect of others is not the final word in your life. God is writing your story, and he is the author of your victory. God has equipped you with everything you need to navigate the challenges you face. He has given you strength, resilience, and a spirit that cannot be broken by the negativity of others. When people try to diminish your value, God is the one who whispers to your soul, "You are mine, and I am with you." His presence is your source of peace, your foundation in moments of uncertainty, and your anchor when the storms of life try to knock you off course. In the moments when you feel isolated, abandoned, or disrespected, remind yourself that God is with you. He will never allow you to go through anything that you cannot overcome. And the disrespect of others is no exception. While they may try to break you, God will only use that to build you. He will use it to elevate you, to promote you, and to open doors that you never thought possible. Never forget that you are His child and He loves you unconditionally. His love for you is not dependent on the opinions or actions of others. His love is eternal and unchanging, and it is in that love that you find your true identity. When others forget your worth, God will remind you of it daily. When others try to tear you down, God will lift you up. He is your defender, your protector, and your source of strength. Trust that He is always with you, guiding you through every trial and preparing you for a future beyond what you can imagine. So when disrespect comes your way, don't despair. You are not alone. God is with you, and He will always have the final say in your life. The path you walk is not always an easy one. People will try to diminish you, to disregard your worth, and even belittle your journey. But remember this, the struggle, the challenges, the moments of disrespect, they are not roadblocks to your success. They are stepping stones to your purpose. The pain you feel, the mistreatment you endure, it is all part of the process of becoming who you were meant to be. The disrespect others show you is a sign that you are on the right path. If they were not intimidated by your potential, they would not attempt to diminish your value. You are not being tested by your circumstances. You are being prepared for greatness. Every obstacle, every moment of disrespect, every attempt to knock you down is simply preparing you for the heights you are meant to reach. God never promised us a life free of pain, but He did promise that He would work all things together for our good. That includes the disrespect, the betrayal, the challenges, and the moments where you feel like giving up. These are not signs of failure, they are signs of growth. What others meant for harm, God is using for your elevation. If you look at the lives of those who have achieved great success, you will see that their journey was not smooth. It was filled with setbacks, challenges, and moments when people tried to undermine them. But instead of succumbing to the negativity, they used it as fuel to propel them forward. They turned every attempt to hold them back into a reason to move ahead. And so will you. The disrespect, the slander, the attempts to tear you down, these things will not defeat you. They will become the fuel that pushes you higher. The more you rise, the more they will try to bring you down. This is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of their fear and insecurity. They can sense the power within you, and it intimidates them. But here is the truth: they cannot stop you. No one can prevent you from reaching your destination except yourself. And as long as you keep your eyes on God, as long as you stay rooted in His truth, no amount of disrespect will be able to derail you. When others dishonor you, see it as a reminder that you are called to something greater. Your journey is not about their opinions or their treatment of you. It is about fulfilling the purpose that God has placed on your life. Every insult, every moment of disrespect is simply a sign that you are becoming stronger, more resilient, and more determined. You are being refined, not broken. You are being strengthened, not weakened. In those moments when you are tempted to quit, when the disrespect seems too much to bear, remind yourself that this is part of the process. The disrespect others show you cannot stop God's plan for your life. They may try to bring you down, but they can only elevate you in the process. As you stay true to your purpose, as you remain steadfast in your faith, you will find that every attack, every insult, and every attempt to diminish your value will only lead to your promotion. Your rise is inevitable. They cannot stop it. The disrespect they throw your way will be the very thing that pushes you to new heights. Your breakthrough is coming, and no one can prevent it. The more they disrespect you, the more God will bless you. The more they try to tear you down, the more He will lift you up. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting in the process. God is using it all to position you for the future He has planned for you, a future that is beyond their comprehension. There is power in understanding that your worth is not tied to the approval of others. Too often, we find ourselves looking for validation from people who don't even see us for who we truly are. They may dismiss us, disrespect us, or fail to recognize our value, and that can leave us questioning our place in the world. But here's the truth: the value of who you are is not determined by how others treat you. The power lies within you, and it's defined by who God says you are, not who they perceive you to be. When people dishonor you, when they try to diminish you or belittle your journey, it's important to remember that their opinion is fleeting. Their words will not last forever, but the truth of your identity, who you are in God, is eternal. When you anchor yourself in God's truth, you realize that their disrespect cannot take away what is yours. You are valuable beyond measure, and no one's opinion can change that. God made you in His image with a purpose and a plan that no one can take away. Their disrespect is only a reflection of their inability to recognize the greatness within you. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others, especially when we feel misunderstood or misjudged. But validation from people is like a temporary fix. It doesn't last. The only validation you need is the one from God, and that is eternal. He has already declared your worth. You are chosen. You are loved. You are His masterpiece, created with a divine purpose that no one can erase. When others try to diminish you, remind yourself that they do not have the power to change the destiny God has set for you. Their words may sting, their actions may hurt, but they cannot stop the plans God has for your life. No matter how much they try to silence your voice or dim your light, God will continue to elevate you. Their disrespect is a sign that they cannot comprehend the greatness that lies ahead of you. If they could see what God has in store for you, they would be in awe. You are not defined by their actions or opinions. Your destiny is written in the heavens, and it is for you to walk into, not to be held back by the ignorance or jealousy of others. God is with you every step of the way, and His validation is all that matters. Your worth is unshakable because it is anchored in His love. Even when others try to make you feel less than, remember that God's view of you is unchanging. His love is constant, and His call on your life is unbreakable. As you continue to walk through life, do not let the disrespect of others cause you to question your worth or your path. Let it fuel you to prove to yourself and to the world that their actions cannot define your value. The disrespect they show you will not be the end of your story. In fact, it will become a catalyst for your rise. What they attempt to use to break you, God will use to break you. God will use to build you. They cannot defeat you. The only way you are defeated is if you allow their disrespect to have power over your mind and heart. Don't give them that power. Instead, use their disrespect as a reminder of how far God has already brought you and how much further He is taking you. So keep pressing forward. Keep believing in your worth. Keep walking in the purpose that God has given you. The disrespect of others will fade into the background as you continue to rise and fulfill the incredible destiny He has set before you. When they try to make you feel small, remember that you are already great in His eyes. And when they look back at your success, they will see that nothing they did could ever stop the greatness that was always within you. As you stand strong in the face of disrespect, remember that your value is not determined by the opinions or actions of others. The disrespect they show you only highlights the greatness within you that they fail to understand. God has already validated you, and His plan for your life is unstoppable. Every challenge, every insult, every attempt to tear you down will only serve to propel you higher. You are designed for greatness, and no one can take that away from you. So let the disrespect roll off your back and keep moving forward. Walk confidently in the purpose God has given you, knowing that He is with you every step of the way. When they doubt you, let your success be the answer. When they try to diminish you, let your rise be the proof that nothing can stop the plan God has for your life. Trust that karma will handle the rest, for what is meant for your harm will be turned into your blessing. The disrespect is over. Your elevation has just begun. Keep your eyes on your purpose and keep trusting in God's plan for your life. Life is a journey of transformation. Each step we take is a step closer to becoming the person we were created to be. But let me tell you, there comes a time when holding on to who you were can hinder who you are meant to become. The truth is, sometimes the greatest battle you will face is not with the outside world, but with the person staring back at you in the mirror, your old self. Those habits, those fears, that comfort zone is often the greatest obstacle standing between you and the life you desire. You must ask yourself, am I willing to sacrifice my past to embrace my future? Because the life you are meant to live requires the death of the life you've been holding on to. It requires courage, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to your purpose. There are people watching you right now. Some of them doubt you. Some of them expect you to fail. But there are also those who are quietly hoping you succeed, because your transformation will give them permission to believe that change is possible for them too. You don't just change for yourself. You change for those who are inspired by your journey. To kill your old self is not to erase your history, but to redefine it. It's to take the lessons of your past and let them fuel your growth. The pain you've endured, the mistakes you've made, they were never meant to define you, but to refine you. Understand this, you cannot carry the weight of who you used to be into the future you are called to create. Fear, laziness, doubt, they all belong to the old you. The person you are becoming has no space for such things. This new version of you must be bold, disciplined, and fully aligned with your purpose. When you decide to kill your old self, you may lose some people along the way. Not everyone will understand your transformation. Some will criticize, others will abandon you. But hear this, not everyone deserves access to the new version of you. Growth often requires pruning. Let those who cannot handle your transformation fall away. You are not called to shrink to make others comfortable. You are called to grow, to elevate, to inspire. The decision is yours. Will you let the old you hold the new you hostage? Or will you have the courage to bury who you were so that who you are meant to be can rise? Your destiny is too great to waste on the opinions of others. Your purpose is too vital to be sacrificed for comfort. To rise above the old you. Kill the self that no longer serves your purpose. Step into your destiny, knowing that the transformation you undergo today will echo in the lives of those who need it most. Let your growth be a testament to what is possible. To become the person you are meant to be, you must be willing to pay the ultimate price, letting go of who you once were. It's not an easy decision, nor is it a comfortable process. Sacrifice is never convenient, and transformation demands a deep commitment to something greater than your present state. Your old self represents everything familiar. Your habits, your routines, even your excuses. It feels safe because it is known. But that safety is a trap. It keeps you bound to mediocrity when you were destined for greatness. So you must understand that holding on to the old version of yourself will cost you the future you desire. The habits you've grown accustomed to, the comfort zones you've settled in, and the fears you've allowed to control you, these are chains that need to be broken. They cannot coexist with your destiny. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying a heavy load. Each step becomes harder, not because you lack the strength, but because you refuse to release the baggage. The longer you cling to who you used to be, the further you delay the person you were created to become. Sacrifice means facing discomfort head on. It means breaking free from the familiar even when it feels like losing a part of yourself. The habits that once served you must be left behind because they no longer align with where you're going. The relationships that kept you stagnant must be re-evaluated and in some cases released. Even the mindset you've carried for years must be renewed. This is the price of growth. Transformation is not partial. It is total. It requires you to leave no part of the old self intact. You can't choose to change just one or two aspects of your life while holding on to the rest. True change requires a complete surrender of who you were so that the person you are becoming has room to emerge. That old version of you, comfortable, fearful, hesitant, must be buried so that your new self can rise. This is not the end. It is a new beginning. It is the ultimate sacrifice that leads to the ultimate reward. The greatest battles in life are not the ones you fight against the world, but the ones you fight within yourself. It is easy to point fingers at external obstacles, blaming circumstances, people, or opportunities that didn't come your way. But the real challenge lies in confronting the inner voices that tell you, you can't, you're not enough, or this is too hard. These voices don't come from outside. They are the remnants of your old self clinging to survival. It resists change because change is uncomfortable, and the old self thrives on comfort and familiarity. Every time you try to move forward, the old self whispers doubts, reminding you of past failures, replaying every moment you fell short, and magnifying every fear of the unknown. It's a relentless battle because your old self doesn't want to die. It clings to habits and mindsets that no longer serve you, convincing you that staying the same is safer than growing into the person you're meant to be. But safety is an illusion when it comes to growth. Staying the same is the greatest risk you'll ever take because it means sacrificing your potential on the altar of fear. This internal struggle is a battlefield where your future is won or lost. The enemy is not out there, it is within. It's the voice that tells you to settle, the hesitation that keeps you from taking the leap, the excuses that justify why today isn't the right day to start. These internal battles are subtle but powerful, and they require a deliberate, conscious effort to overcome. You cannot ignore them or hope they will go away on their own. Conquering them requires discipline, focus, and a clear vision of the person you are determined to become. The truth is, no external victory will matter if you lose the internal battle. You can gain the world and still be enslaved by your old fears, insecurities, and doubts. True freedom, true victory comes when you silence those inner voices and choose to move forward in spite of them. It comes when you refuse to let the memories of your past dictate the possibilities of your future. Every step you take away from your old self is a step toward the life you were designed to live. But make no mistake, the battle within will test you, challenge you, and push you to your limits. And yet, it is a battle worth fighting, for the prize is the freedom to become everything you were created to be. Your growth is not just for you. The transformation you undergo, the battles you fight, and the victories you claim are not solely for your benefit. There are people in your life right now, some you may not even know, who are silently watching your journey. They see your struggles, your determination, and your resilience, and they draw strength from your example. You may not hear their applause or see their encouragement, but your growth is lighting a path for them in ways you cannot imagine. There are those who have given up on their dreams, who feel stuck in their circumstances, who are weighed down by their own fears and failures. They look at you, and even if they don't say it, they are hoping you succeed, because your success gives them hope. When you rise above your old self, you prove to them that transformation is possible. You show them that it's never too late to change, to rebuild, to strive for something greater. Your willingness to confront your old self and step into your purpose becomes a living testimony of what can be achieved when fear is conquered and potential is embraced. But this is not just about inspiration, it's about responsibility. You have been entrusted with a purpose that is not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of others. Your life is interconnected with the lives of those around you, and your choices have a ripple effect. When you choose to grow, you create opportunities for others to grow. When you break free from your limitations, you create a blueprint for others to follow. Your courage becomes a catalyst for their courage. Your perseverance ignites their perseverance. And your triumphs remind them of their own potential. That triumph is the indice. There is a weight to this responsibility, but it is not a burden, it is a privilege. To know that your journey can spark transformation in others is one of the greatest gifts you can offer. It means your struggles are not wasted, your sacrifices are not in vain, and your growth has a purpose beyond yourself. Even the challenges you face, the moments when you feel like giving up, are part of a greater story that someone else may need to hear. Your journey may be the answer to someone else's silent prayer for direction and hope. So when the road feels hard, when the process of killing your old self feels unbearable, remember this: someone is depending on you to keep going. Someone is waiting to see that it can be done, that change is possible, and that life can be transformed. Your growth is not just about achieving your destiny. It's about unlocking the potential in others and leaving a legacy of hope and courage for generations to come. Killing your old self does not mean forgetting who you were or erasing the experiences that shaped you. It is not about denying your past, but redefining it. Your old self, with all its mistakes, failures, and weaknesses, is a part of your story, but it is not the whole story. It is a chapter, not the conclusion. Transformation is about taking what the past has taught you, extracting the wisdom from the pain, and using it to fuel your growth into the person you are becoming. Your past is not your enemy, it is your foundation. Even the moments you wish you could forget, the times you stumble, the choices you regret, all lessons that can propel you forward if you choose to see them that way. The key is not to dwell on what was, but to redefine what it means. Instead of seeing your mistakes as evidence of failure, view them as stepping stones toward wisdom. Instead of letting your fears paralyze you, recognize them as opportunities to grow stronger. The past does not have to be a prison. It can be a teacher. Redefining your old self means understanding that while it played a role in getting you to where you are, it cannot take you to where you're going. The habits that once seemed harmless may now be the very things holding you back. The mindset that once protected you may now be limiting your vision. The relationships that once provided comfort may now be stifling your growth. Killing your old self is not about rejecting these parts of your life, but about acknowledging that they no longer serve the purpose you are stepping into. This process requires courage because it forces you to confront the parts of yourself that feel safe but no longer align with your destiny. It's easier to hold on to the old self because it's familiar, even when it no longer fits. But transformation demands that you release it, not with bitterness or regret, but with gratitude for the role it played in your journey. You must honor the old self for what it taught you, then let it go so that the new you can emerge. That's what you need to become the new you must honor. Redefining also means carrying forward the strength you gained through struggle. Every trial you endured, every mountain you climbed, and every tear you shed has equipped you with tools for the future. Killing your old self does not mean abandoning that strength. It means channeling it into the next chapter of your life. You are not starting over. You are building upon a foundation that has been refined by time and experience. The process of letting go and redefining is not about losing. It is about gaining. You gain clarity, focus, and alignment with your purpose. You gain the freedom to move forward without being tethered to the limitations of your past. And most importantly, you gain the ability to create a new narrative, one that reflects not who you were, but who you are becoming. This is the power of transformation, to redefine, not erase, and to use the lessons of your old self as a bridge to the life you were always meant to live. The process of transformation requires an unwavering focus on the future. It is not enough to simply let go of the past. You must also fix your eyes firmly on what lies ahead. Your old self will constantly try to pull you back, whispering doubts, reminding you of familiar comforts, and presenting the illusion that staying where you are is easier. But growth is forward motion. And the future you desire cannot be built by clinging to what you've already known. Focusing on the future means having a vision that is so clear and compelling that it drowns out the noise of the old self. Vision is the fuel for transformation. It gives you a reason to endure the discomfort of change, a purpose for every sacrifice, and a direction for every step you take. Without a vision, it is easy to lose your way. Without a future to work toward, the old self will convince you to stay where you are, persuading you that change is unnecessary or too difficult. Your future self is not just an idea, it is a reality waiting to be created. Every choice you make today shapes the person you'll become tomorrow. When you focus on the future, you begin to make decisions not based on who you are now, but on who you are becoming. You ask yourself, does this action align with the person I'm destined to be? If the answer is no, then that choice is a distraction. Focusing on the future helps you filter your life, removing the things that do not serve your vision and investing in the things that do. This focus also requires discipline. It's easy to be swayed by temporary pleasures, short-term gains, or the opinions of others. But the future demands consistency and commitment. It asks you to stay the course, even when progress feels slow, even when the results are not immediately visible. Transformation is not an overnight process. It is a daily commitment to becoming. And that commitment is fueled by the vision of your future self, stronger, wiser, and aligned with your purpose. Focusing on the future does not mean ignoring the present. It means using the present as a stepping stone, a place of preparation. What you do today matters. Every small habit, every intentional step, every decision to push past the old self brings you closer to the future you are building. The present is not a place to linger. It is a place to act. Your old self will try to convince you that there's always time to change later, that you can postpone transformation. But the future starts now, and every moment wasted is a moment stolen from your destiny. When your focus is fixed on the future, you stop being swayed by the opinions and doubts of others. You realize that their understanding of your journey is limited because they cannot see the vision you carry. You stop looking for validation from the outside because your purpose gives you all the validation you need. The path may be lonely at times, but it is also deeply fulfilling because every step forward is a step closer to the person you were created to be. The future is your promise, your reward for killing the old self. It is the reason you endure the challenges, embrace the discomfort, and make the sacrifices. The future is not just a destination. It is the unfolding of your purpose, the manifestation of everything you were designed to become. And the only way to reach it is to keep your focus unshakably on what lies ahead, trusting that every step forward is leading you to a life far greater than anything your old self could ever imagine. Killing your old self is a deeply personal journey, but it is not one you must take alone. Surrounding yourself with the right people is essential because the company you keep will either propel you toward transformation or pull you back into the patterns you are trying to break free from. The people around you have an incredible influence over your thoughts, your decisions, and your ability to remain committed to your vision. To grow, you must intentionally align yourself with those who inspire growth, challenge stagnation, and reflect the kind of person you are striving to become. Not everyone in your current circle will understand or support your journey. Some will resist your transformation because it disrupts their comfort. They may feel threatened by your growth, interpreting it as a rejection of who they are. They may try to hold you back, not out of malice, but because they are afraid of what your change means for them. But you cannot allow their fear or misunderstanding to deter you. The transformation requires courage, and part of that courage is being willing to distance yourself from those who do not align with your purpose. Choosing the right people means seeking out those who are also pursuing growth and excellence. These individuals won't just celebrate your victories, they will hold you accountable when you falter. They will encourage you when the process becomes difficult and remind you of your vision when you feel like giving up. The right people won't allow you to settle for less than your potential. They will challenge you to rise higher, to push beyond your limits, and to stay true to the path you have chosen. But the right people are not just those who are ahead of you in their journey. They're also those who walk beside you. They are the ones who understand the struggles you face because they are going through their own battles. They remind you that you are not alone, that the challenges you face are not unique, and that the fight is worth it. Their presence is a source of strength because it reminds you that transformation is possible and that the effort is not in vain. At the same time, the right people are those who can offer wisdom and guidance. Mentors, teachers, and leaders who have already walked the path you are on can provide invaluable insight. They can help you avoid pitfalls, see opportunities you might miss, and navigate the complexities of growth with clarity. Their experience becomes a roadmap for your journey, and their belief in you reinforces your belief in yourself. But finding the right people also means being the right person. Transformation is not a one-way street. As you grow, you become a source of inspiration and encouragement for others. Your journey becomes a light that helps others find their way. You attract the right people by embodying the qualities you are seeking: integrity, courage, perseverance, and a commitment to purpose. When you align yourself with your vision, you naturally draw others who share that same commitment. The process of surrounding yourself with the right people may require difficult decisions. It may mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve your growth, even if those relationships were once important to you. It may mean stepping into unfamiliar spaces to connect with individuals who challenge and inspire you. But these sacrifices are necessary because the people you allow into your life will either lift you up or hold you back. Transformation is hard enough without the weight of negativity, doubt, or complacency from those around you. The right people create an environment where growth is not just possible, but inevitable. They remind you that you are capable of more than you think, that your vision is worth pursuing, and that the journey, while challenging, is infinitely rewarding. When you walk with the right people, you are never alone, and their presence strengthens your resolve to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the path may seem. Killing your old self requires more than a desire for change. It demands consistent action. Dreams, visions, and aspirations are meaningless without the discipline to bring them to life. Transformation is not a passive process. It does not happen because you wish for it or because you talk about it. It happens because you commit to doing the hard work every single day, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles arise. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You can have the clearest vision of your future self, but without action, it remains an idea, not a reality. Many people get stuck because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect plan. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only keeps you bound to your old self. True transformation begins when you take the first step. Even if you are uncertain, even if the path ahead is unclear, the power of action lies in its ability to create momentum. When you begin to move, even in small ways, you disrupt the whole of the old self. Every time you choose to act in alignment with your future self, you weaken the grip of your past habits, fears, and limitations. Each step forward builds confidence, reinforces your commitment, and brings you closer to the person you are becoming. Action turns potential into progress, and progress into transformation. But consistent action requires discipline. Discipline is the ability to choose your future over your present comfort. It is the strength to say no to distractions, to resist the pull of old patterns, and to stay focused on your vision. Discipline is not easy, but it is necessary, because transformation is not a one-time decision. It is a daily choice. It is waking up each day and deciding that your future self is worth the effort, no matter how challenging the process may be. Taking consistent action also means embracing the discomfort that comes with change. Growth is not meant to be easy. It stretches you, challenges you, and pushes you beyond what you thought you were capable of. But discomfort is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. It is proof that you are breaking free from the limitations of your old self and stepping into new possibilities. So, rather than avoiding discomfort, you must lean into it, knowing that it is shaping you into the person you were created to be. Action also requires persistence. There will be days when progress feels slow, when setbacks arise, and when the temptation to give up feels overwhelming. But persistence is what separates those who transform from those who remain stuck. Persistence means continuing to act, even when the results are not immediate. It means holding on to your vision, even when the old self whispers that it is impossible. It means holding on to your vision, even when the old self whispers that it is impossible. One of the greatest truths about action is that it compounds over time. Small, consistent steps may seem insignificant in the moment, but they build upon each other to create profound change. A single decision to act in alignment with your vision may not seem like much, but when repeated day after day, it transforms not only your habits, but also your identity. You begin to see yourself not as the person you were, but as the person you are becoming. Action is also about accountability. When you take consistent action, you demonstrate to yourself and others that you are serious about your transformation. You stop relying on excuses or waiting for external validation. You take ownership of your journey, knowing that no one else can do the work for you. This sense of accountability strengthens your resolve and reminds you that you have the power to shape your future. So, in the end, action is what breathes life into your vision. It is what separates intention from impact, potential from reality. Transformation is not about waiting for change to happen. It is about creating change through deliberate, consistent effort. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a declaration that your old self no longer defines you, and that your future self is worth every ounce of effort you can give. Killing your old self requires unwavering belief in your ability to transform. Doubt is one of the greatest enemies of change, and it will seek to infiltrate your mind at every stage of your journey. The old self thrives on doubt because it creates hesitation, insecurity, and fear. But transformation demands that you anchor yourself in faith. Faith in your vision, faith in your purpose, and most importantly, faith in the fact that you are capable of becoming more than you are today. Belief is not just a passive feeling, it is a force that drives action. If you do not believe you can change, you will not take the steps necessary to make it happen. If you doubt your worthiness to succeed, you will sabotage your own progress. But when you cultivate a deep belief in your potential, it fuels your determination. It empowers you to push through challenges, overcome setbacks, and keep moving forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. This belief must be rooted in something greater than your circumstances. Your circumstances may tell you that you are stuck, that nothing will change, or that your efforts are in vain. But your belief must go beyond what you can see or feel in the moment. It must be grounded in the conviction that transformation is possible, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. True, you were created with the capacity to grow, to evolve, and to fulfill a purpose far greater than your old self could ever imagine. Discover that. Belief is a decision. It is choosing to trust the process, even when it is difficult. It is choosing to see obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to quit. It is choosing to focus on your vision rather than on your fears. This kind of belief requires discipline, because the voice of doubt will not go away easily. It will whisper lies that tell you to settle, to give up, or to stay the same. But every time you choose to believe in your transformation, you silence that voice and strengthen your resolve. Surrounding yourself with the right people also plays a critical role in maintaining belief. When you are surrounded by individuals who believe in you, it reinforces your own belief in yourself. Their encouragement, wisdom, and example remind you that transformation is not only possible, but inevitable when you remain committed to the process. They help you see beyond your limitations and remind you of your potential when doubt begins to creep in. I do commit. Belief is also cultivated through action. Every time you take a step toward your vision, no matter how small, it builds confidence. Each small victory is proof that you are capable of change. It reminds you that the old self does not have to define you and that your future is shaped by the choices you make today. Action reinforces belief because it turns possibility into reality, one step at a time. But belief also requires patience. Transformation does not happen overnight, and the process can be slow and challenging. There will be moments when progress feels invisible, when it seems like nothing is changing. In those moments, belief becomes your anchor. It reminds you that growth is happening beneath the surface, even if you cannot yet see the full results. It gives you the strength to keep going, knowing that every effort is bringing you closer to the person you are meant to be. Belief is not about denying reality, it is about choosing to see beyond it. It is about recognizing that while your current circumstances may be difficult, they are not permanent. It is about trusting that the process of transformation will bring you to a place of greater purpose, fulfillment, and impact. This kind of belief requires vision, seeing yourself not as you are, but as you can be. It requires imagination, courage, and faith. When you believe in your ability to transform, you unlock a power that the old self cannot withstand. Doubt may come, but it cannot take root in a mind that is focused on growth. Fear may arise, but it cannot paralyze someone who is committed to their vision. Belief is the fuel that sustains you through the challenges of change. the foundation that keeps you grounded in your purpose, and the light that guides you toward the future you are creating. As you embark on the journey of killing your old self, it's vital to understand that transformation often comes with its share of sacrifice. You cannot expect to grow without leaving behind the things, habits, and even people that no longer serve your greater purpose. The old self is rooted in familiar comfort, but true growth happens when you step outside of what you know and embrace the unknown. There will be moments when you must choose between holding on to what is familiar or letting go in order to make room for the new. One of the most difficult sacrifices you will have to make is letting go of toxic relationships. These relationships may be filled with emotional baggage, manipulation, or negativity. Even though they may have once served a purpose in your life, they are no longer aligned with the person you are becoming. Toxic relationships drain your energy, limit your potential, and keep you stuck in old patterns. Holding on to them out of loyalty, fear of being alone, or comfort can prevent you from stepping into the fullness of your new self. Letting go doesn't mean you have to cut ties with everyone who challenges you or who doesn't always agree with you. It means recognizing relationships that are destructive, ones that perpetuate cycles of pain, doubt, and fear. These are the relationships that, no matter how much effort you put into them, continue to pull you away from your purpose. Choosing to let go of them is not about bitterness or rejection. It is about self-preservation and prioritizing your own growth. Another sacrifice you must make is letting go of old habits. The old self is defined by patterns of thinking and acting that limit your potential. These habits may feel comfortable because they are familiar, but they do not serve your highest good. Whether it's procrastination, self-doubt, or negative self-talk, these habits will hold you back from stepping into your new reality. You must be willing to let go of these behaviors, even when they feel like a part of who you are. They are not who you are, they are just habits that are formed over time. You are not the sum of your habits, and you can choose to adopt new ones that align with the person you are becoming. The old self also thrives in comfort, in the avoidance of risk and uncertainty. But transformation requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. And that often comes with the sacrifice of safety and predictability. When you decide to change, you are walking into the unknown. The unknown is where growth happens, but it is also where fear and doubt reside. You will be tempted to turn back to the comfort of the old self, to stay where you feel secure, but you must sacrifice the desire for security if you want to experience the abundance and opportunities that come with growth. Additionally, there may be material sacrifices to make. The old self might have been tied to a lifestyle or possessions that define your status or identity. Perhaps it's the car, the house, or the job that you've come to rely on for validation. But as you grow, you may realize that these material things no longer serve you. You must be willing to let go of the attachments to things that are holding you back from fully embracing the freedom that comes with personal growth. Sacrificing material possessions does not mean living in poverty. It means letting go of attachments that keep you anchored to a false identity. That means time is another sacrifice that often goes unnoticed but is equally significant. Transformation requires investment in yourself, which means saying no to distractions and things that don't align with your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, to spend time on activities and people that drain you rather than contribute to your growth. But if you are serious about killing your old self, you must be willing to invest your time wisely. This might mean sacrificing time spent in front of the TV, hanging out with people who don't encourage your growth, or procrastinating on your goals. Now, Sacrifice is not a one-time event. It is a continual process. Every time you choose to release what no longer serves you, you are making room for what is better, more aligned with your purpose. It is through sacrifice that you show the universe, and more importantly yourself, that you are ready for the transformation that lies ahead. The more you are willing to release, the more space you create for new opportunities, new growth, and new blessings to enter your life. The sacrifices you make are not easy, but they are necessary for the kind of transformation that will lead you to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and greatness. Every time you let go, you are signaling to yourself that you are no longer tied to the old version of who you were. You are choosing to step into the power of who you are becoming. And through those sacrifices, you will discover a deeper version of yourself that was always meant to be. When you make the decision to kill your old self, you must embrace the reality that not everyone in your life will understand your transformation. This can be one of the hardest aspects of personal growth because we naturally seek validation from those around us. We want our loved ones, friends, and even colleagues to support us as we change. But this may not always be the case. In fact, some of the people closest to you may feel threatened by your growth, and instead of supporting you, they may try to hold you back. It is critical to understand that not everyone is meant to accompany you on your journey of transformation. Some people will become uncomfortable with the changes you make because they are not ready to change themselves. Change, especially profound personal change, forces others to confront their own insecurities and fears. When you begin to evolve, it can shine a light on their own stagnant behaviors or lack of progress. And instead of using that light as inspiration to change themselves, they may project their discomfort onto you by trying to keep you in the place they are familiar with. So, in some cases, the people you have known your whole life may challenge your decision to move forward. They may try to remind you of your past mistakes, bring up old habits, or question the new direction you are taking. This can be painful, especially when those individuals have played a significant role in your life. But it is important to remember that their reaction is about their own fears and limitations, not yours. It is a reflection of their inability to see the person you are becoming. They are still looking at you through the lens of your old self, and they may not be able to grasp the person you are becoming. While it is natural to feel hurt when people do not support your transformation, it is essential to realize that their resistance is not a reflection of your worth or your ability to succeed. Often it is a sign that you are on the right path. When you decide to change and grow, it challenges the status quo. It pushes boundaries, not only in your life, but also in the lives of those around you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce to you, some people will embrace your growth and others will resist it, but you must remain focused on your purpose. You cannot allow others' inability or unwillingness to change to hinder your progress. There will be moments when you have to make a choice between staying in familiar relationships or moving forward with your vision. The fear of losing people can be paralyzing. But you must come to terms with the reality that some people are not meant to journey with you to the next level. You must let go of the need for approval and focus on the higher calling that is pulling you forward. As you step into your new identity, you will attract people who resonate with your new vision. These individuals will support and uplift you, encouraging you to reach even greater heights. These relationships will be more aligned with who you are becoming, and they will encourage your growth rather than hinder it. In the process, you will find yourself surrounded by people who understand and celebrate your transformation, not because they were there at the beginning, but because they see the value of your journey and want to be a part of it. But remember, the fear of losing relationships is not just about the people you will have to let go of. It is also about the version of yourself that you have known for so long. The old self often finds comfort in familiarity, and even when you know it's time to move on, there can be an internal struggle between the person you were and the person you are becoming. You may grieve the loss of the old self because it has provided you with a sense of security, identity, and predictability. But just as you must let go of certain people, you must also let go of the old versions of yourself that no longer serve your growth. True transformation requires that you stand firm in your new identity even when others do not understand it. As you progress, you will develop the resilience to handle these situations with grace. You will understand that growth is often misunderstood, but that doesn't diminish its value. The people who genuinely care for you will come to understand and support your evolution over time. Those who resist will eventually have to come to terms with your decision to grow, or they may choose to leave. But either way, your growth cannot be halted by their inability to accept it. When you let go of the need for approval and embrace your transformation, you empower yourself to live a life that is true to who you are. You stop seeking external validation and begin to validate your own journey. You no longer need others to understand your transformation for you to believe in its worth. And in that freedom, you unlock the full potential of your transformation, stepping into the person you were always meant to be, one who lives not for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of your purpose. You were purposely targeted because of jealousy. There is a powerful truth I need you to understand today. You are not ordinary, you are not insignificant, and you are not invisible. You were created for greatness. Your destiny is too powerful for those who cannot see it to simply ignore. And when people cannot understand your purpose, they will try to undermine your progress. They will talk about you, criticize you, and even try to destroy you. But you must recognize that their actions are a reflection of their own insecurities, not your shortcomings. Jealousy is a manifestation of fear. When people are jealous of your success, your potential, your vision, it reveals their inability to see themselves as capable of achieving what you have. They are not upset by what you have. They are threatened by what you might become. You are a walking threat to their comfort zone, to their limited thinking. You challenge their beliefs about what is possible. And so they target you not because you've done anything wrong, but because your light exposes the darkness of their own unfulfilled dreams. But let me remind you of something important. They cannot stop you unless you allow them. Their words cannot limit your potential unless you give them power. The jealousy of others is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Greatness always attracts opposition because those who are stuck in mediocrity cannot understand what it means to rise above it. What you must do is keep your focus. Don't let the envy distract you. Understand that when you're on your way to success, it's normal to face opposition. Your response to that opposition determines whether you will remain stuck or continue to move forward. If you rise above the hate, the gossip, the negativity, and stay true to your vision, you will see the manifestation of your purpose in ways that others cannot even imagine. The truth is, the more they attack you, the more they confirm that you are on the right track. If you were not destined for something special, if your life didn't matter, if you weren't making an impact, they wouldn't bother to waste their time on you. So take it as confirmation, take it as fuel. Let their jealousy be the wind beneath your wings. Keep soaring, keep rising, and keep moving forward with confidence. Understand that what you're experiencing is not personal. It's part of the journey to greatness. God has placed a vision in your heart, and that vision will manifest despite the opposition. It doesn't matter how many people try to hold you down or speak against you. You are greater than their words, greater than their actions. You were created for a purpose, and no amount of jealousy can alter that purpose unless you allow it to. Stand tall, keep your eyes on your goal, and remember that you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. So rise above the jealousy because you are unstoppable. You were created for greatness. This is not just a statement, it is your reality. From the moment you were conceived, the world was already marked with the fingerprint of your potential. You were not made to blend in or follow the crowd. You were designed to stand out, to rise above the ordinary, to accomplish things that others might deem impossible. It is important for you to understand that the struggles you face, the battles you fight, and the challenges that arise in your life are not a coincidence. They are part of the process of refining your character and sharpening your abilities. You were purposely chosen to walk a path that would require perseverance, strength, and resilience because your greatness is not meant to be hidden, it's meant to be revealed to the world. People who cannot see this greatness in you will try to diminish it, but this is not a reflection of who you are. It is a reflection of their limited vision. When they can't understand your purpose, they try to invalidate it. But remember, the greatness in you does not depend on anyone's approval, nor does it require anyone's understanding. It stands firm on its own, and it will shine through despite their attempts to undermine you. The reason you face opposition, the reason people target you is because you possess something that they cannot take away from you, your divine potential. And that's what makes them uncomfortable. They see you rising, they see you moving towards something higher, and they cannot comprehend how you continue to press forward when they are stuck in their own limitations. But here's the truth. The more they try to stop you, the more they confirm that you are meant for something great. Your destiny cannot be thwarted by the jealousy or negativity of others. You are too valuable, too unique, and too powerful to be diminished by their small thinking. Keep this truth in your heart. You were made to be great. It's already within you, waiting for the right moment to explode into your life in ways you can't even imagine yet. Don't let anyone, especially those driven by jealousy, convince you otherwise. Your greatness is your birthright. Embrace it, walk in it, and let it lead you to the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. Jealousy reveals fear. When you understand this truth, it changes the way you perceive the negativity and attacks that come your way. Jealousy is not a reaction to what you are, but rather a reflection of what others fear within themselves. When someone is jealous of you, it's because they fear that they are not capable of achieving what you have or what you are destined to accomplish. They are afraid of their own limitations. They are afraid that if you succeed, it will somehow expose their own shortcomings, their own inability to rise above the status quo. What they fail to realize is that their fear has nothing to do with you. It's about them. Their insecurity clouds their judgment and causes them to act out of fear. They feel threatened by your potential, by the vision that you hold for your life, because they don't have the courage to step out and pursue their own dreams. It's easy for them to tear you down, to criticize your every move, because it takes the focus away from their own fears and insecurities. But you must see their jealousy for what it truly is, a projection of their inability to move forward. It has no power over you unless you let it. When you encounter jealousy, recognize that it is a sign of your own progress. People who are secure in themselves, who are confident in their own purpose and destiny, do not have the time or energy to waste on tearing others down. But those who are trapped in fear and insecurity will seek to diminish others in an attempt to feel better about their own perceived shortcomings. This is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. It is a sign that you are doing something right. You are moving in the direction of greatness, and that terrifies those who are stuck in their own comfort zones. You must not allow their fear to become your burden. Instead, use their jealousy as a reminder that you are on the right path. The more they react to you, the more you can be sure that you are stepping into a purpose they can't comprehend. Fear only arises when something valuable is being threatened. Your greatness, your vision, your ability to rise above the ordinary is exactly that valuable. And it's something they wish they could possess, but fear prevents them from stepping into their own potential. So as they react to you with jealousy, remember that it is a reflection of their own inability to embrace their purpose and their dreams. Let their fear fuel you. Let it remind you that the work you are doing is meaningful and your purpose is too powerful for them to ignore. Jealousy will never be able to silence the voice of your potential unless you allow it to. Keep moving forward, keep building your vision, and recognize that the jealousy you face is just another indicator that you are a force to be reckoned with. Fear may drive their actions, but it has no control over your destiny. You are being targeted because of your potential. Understand this: your very existence, your dreams, and your ability to rise above the ordinary stirs something deep within others. When you step into the greatness you were destined for, it creates ripples. It makes waves. And for some people, those waves feel like a threat. You're not just existing, you're challenging the status quo. You're pushing boundaries. You're defying the limitations that others have accepted as their reality. And that's why they target you. You may wonder why people you've never wronged, people who have no personal issue with you, still seem intent on undermining your progress. It's because they are not fighting you, they are fighting the possibility of what you represent. You represent something they can't have. You represent the freedom to be yourself, to reach for the stars, to live a life that they either never believed was possible for them or one they have given up on achieving. Your existence is a challenge to their comfort zone, to their limited thinking. When people cannot see their own potential or are too afraid to pursue their dreams, they will try to destroy yours. It's not you that they are angry with, it's the possibility of who they could be if they stepped into their own purpose. And instead of doing the hard work of facing their own fears and limitations, they choose to target you, to tear you down, to diminish what you are building. This is what happens when people refuse to see the greatness in themselves. They project their insecurities onto others. You are not the problem, they are. Your greatness shines a light on their own insecurities. When you rise, it exposes the shadows they've been hiding in. People who are still stuck in the mindset of scarcity, those who refuse to believe in the abundance of opportunities that life offers, cannot stand to see someone else moving forward. They want to keep everyone at their level because if someone rises above, it forces them to confront their own mediocrity. And instead of working on themselves, they focus on pulling you down. But let me tell you this, they cannot stop you. They may try to sideline you, to throw obstacles in your way, to criticize you, or to undermine your confidence. But their attacks are only temporary. What they fail to understand is that your potential is not tied to their approval, nor can their jealousy hinder your destiny, your vision, your purpose, your drive. They were given to you for a reason. And that reason is far greater than the small-minded criticisms or obstacles others try to throw at you. You are a force to be reckoned with because you are moving towards something powerful, something transformational. Your purpose is larger than their petty concerns, their jealousy, or their attempts to diminish you. Their targeting of you is a sign that you are on the right path, that you are doing something worth noticing. And the more they try to stop you, the more it confirms that you are walking in the direction of your destiny. So keep moving forward. Keep pushing toward your goals. Let their attempts to bring you down be the confirmation that you are headed in the right direction. You are not just moving for yourself, you are a trailblazer. You are paving the way for others to follow. And when you make it to the other side of opposition, you will realize that every attack, every jealous move only fueled your momentum toward the success and greatness you were always meant to achieve. The enemy cannot stop you. They can only try to distract you from your purpose. But you were born to rise, and nothing can alter that truth. Their actions reflect their insecurities. When people lash out at you, criticize you, or attempt to hold you back, it's important to recognize that it's not about you, it's about them. Their behavior is a direct reflection of what they are struggling with within themselves. People who are secure in who they are, who are confident in their own path, do not waste time or energy trying to tear others down. Instead, they focus on building themselves up, growing, and pursuing their own purpose. But for those who feel inadequate, threatened, or unsure of their place in the world, it becomes easier to project their own doubts onto others. When someone targets you because of your success, it's because they fear what your success might mean for their own identity. They see you moving ahead, breaking through barriers, and they cannot comprehend how you've managed to rise above the circumstances they have accepted as permanent. Your ability to achieve success and overcome challenges becomes a mirror to them, a reflection of their own unfulfilled potential, and instead of being inspired, they feel threatened by it. Your journey, your confidence, and your progress challenge their own self-perceptions, and so they project their feelings of inadequacy onto you. This is why they try to undermine you. They want to convince you and everyone around you that you're not as capable as you are, that your success is either accidental or undeserved. They want to shift the narrative to make themselves feel better about their own stagnation. But what you need to understand is that their attacks are born out of a place of weakness. The stronger, the more confident a person is, the less they need to criticize others to lift themselves up. In fact, true strength is shown in the ability to support, encourage, and uplift others, not in trying to drag them down. When people speak negatively of you or try to discredit your achievements, it is a reflection of their own inability to see the potential within themselves. The more secure you are in who you are, the less you will feel the need to target others to build yourself up. Jealousy, criticism, and condemnation come from a place of fear and insecurity. And that's exactly what you are facing when you encounter people who want to hurt you or bring you down. Their actions, while painful and unfair, are ultimately not a reflection of your worth, but of their internal struggles. You represent something they feel they can never achieve, or worse, something they believe they don't deserve. Instead of building their own dreams, they focus on tearing down yours. But the truth is, no one's insecurity has the power to diminish the greatness that is within you. Their actions will only serve to expose the truth that they are struggling with their own fears and limitations. As they continue to attack you, they reveal their own insecurities for all to see. The more they try to hinder your progress, the more they expose the truth about themselves, their lack of self-confidence, their inability to rise above their own fears. You have something they don't yet possess: the courage to move forward in spite of adversity, the determination to rise above, and the vision to see beyond their petty attacks. Don't take their behavior personally. Instead, use it as a reminder that their insecurity is not your problem to solve. You are not responsible for their feelings of inadequacy or their failure to see their own potential. They are simply projecting their fears, their doubts, and their limitations onto you. And the more they do so, the more you should be reminded of the power you have to rise above it all, to remain focused on your own path, and to never allow their insecurities to define your journey. The strength and purpose that is within you are untouchable by their weakness. You are not defined by the criticism of others, but by the greatness that you continue to build in your own life. Keep moving forward, keep living your truth, and let their actions expose who they truly are, while you continue to shine in the brilliance of who you are meant to be. When you are being targeted by jealousy, it often feels like you are under attack, as if your very existence is being questioned. But here's the truth: it is not about you, it is about them. You see, when someone tries to tear you down, it is not because of something you have done to them, it is because of what you are doing in your own life. The simple fact that you are progressing, growing, and excelling in areas that others may have given up on or never dared to pursue creates discomfort for those around you. Your success, your growth, your ability to keep moving forward in the face of opposition is a mirror to their stagnation, their inaction, and their fear. For some, seeing someone rise above their own challenges becomes a painful reminder of their own unfulfilled potential. Your progress challenges their comfort zones. It forces them to confront the truth that they are not living up to their own potential. And rather than face that truth and rise above it, they try to suppress yours. They do this because it is easier to attempt to diminish your accomplishments than to face the hard work of changing their own mindset and taking action in their own lives. What they don't understand is that your success has nothing to do with their failures. Your journey is a reflection of the strength, the focus, and the resilience you have cultivated. Their jealousy is rooted in the fact that they have not yet embraced the power within themselves to pursue their own dreams. They are afraid of what it might mean for them if you continue to succeed. They fear that your growth will expose their inability to rise to the occasion, to reach the level of success that you are achieving. But understand this clearly: you are not responsible for their limitations. You are not responsible for their fears. You have nothing to apologize for in your success. Their jealousy is a reflection of their internal struggles, and it has nothing to do with your value or your worth. People who have not come to terms with their own potential are quick to attack those who remind them of what they are not yet able to achieve. And instead of using your journey as inspiration, they seek to hold you back, to diminish your light. because they believe that if they bring you down, they will feel better about their own lack of progress. This is a dangerous cycle for them. Jealousy keeps them stuck. It forces them to stay in a place of resentment and bitterness while you continue to move forward, growing, learning, and achieving. And as long as you allow their negativity to affect you, as long as you let their words and actions dictate how you feel about your own success, you allow them to have power over your peace, your joy, and your destiny. But here's what they fail to realize: the more they attack you, the stronger you become. The more they try to break you, the more unbreakable you become. Every word of criticism, every act of sabotage, every attempt to drag you down becomes fuel for your fire. It is the resistance that creates strength. It is the attacks that give you the opportunity to grow. When people target you because of jealousy, they are inadvertently sharpening your resolve, testing your determination, and preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. Their jealousy is not a curse, it is a blessing in disguise. It is proof that you are on the right path, that you are doing something extraordinary, that you are breaking new ground. You are making waves that are unsettling the stagnant waters around you. Your growth disturbs the complacency of those who would rather stay where they are, and that is why they attack. But their attacks are powerless unless you allow them to affect your progress. So when you encounter jealousy, when you face the criticism and the attempts to bring you down, remember this: it is simply a sign that you are moving in the right direction. You are being targeted because you are becoming who you were always meant to be. Let their jealousy serve as a reminder of your worth, your power, and your potential. You do not need to defend yourself, for the truth of your greatness will always stand. Keep moving forward, keep rising, and let their attempts to tear you down only serve to propel you higher. You are being tested, yes, but the test is designed to strengthen you, to sharpen you, and to prepare you for the heights you are destined to reach. They cannot stop you, because your purpose is greater than their petty attempts to hold you back. And with each step you take, you move closer to the manifestation of the greatness within you. When you face jealousy, you need to recognize that it is a reaction to the greatness you carry. Your success, your progress, your resilience are not just random occurrences. They are a testimony to the power of purpose and focus. But here's the deeper truth: jealousy arises because others see in you what they wish they could have in themselves. They may not consciously admit it, but they know you are walking in your purpose, and that terrifies them. It challenges their comfort zones. It forces them to confront their own lack of action, their own unfulfilled potential. And this feeling of discomfort manifests itself as jealousy. The more you rise, the more you will encounter those who try to pull you down. But this isn't just an attack on you, it's a reflection of their internal struggle. They are not angry at you for what you've achieved. They are angry at themselves for what they haven't achieved. Your success exposes a gap in their lives, a place where they have yet to step into their own purpose. And instead of dealing with their own fears, doubts, and insecurities, they project them onto you. Now, let's understand something crucial. When people are jealous, they are telling you something about themselves. They are revealing the areas where they have not yet awakened their own greatness. Their jealousy isn't a statement about your worth, it's a statement about their internal battle. They see something in you that they want to have but feel they cannot reach. Your ability to push past adversity, your ability to keep moving forward in the face of difficulties, shines a light on their fear of facing their own challenges. Instead of being inspired by your success, they let their fear control them. And that fear manifests as jealousy. But here's the thing about jealousy: it doesn't just exist in isolation. It's not just a passing feeling. It is an energy that people carry with them, and it often shows itself in their actions. They may try to sabotage you, undermine you, or even isolate you from others. They do this because they are desperate to maintain control over their own feelings of inadequacy. The more you rise, the more it makes them uncomfortable with their own lack of progress. And instead of asking themselves why they feel threatened by you, they turn their frustration outward and try to destroy what they cannot understand. It's important to remember that their jealousy has no power over you unless you let it. When someone's jealousy is directed toward you, they are revealing their own pain, their own limitations. They are showing you where they are stuck, where they are unwilling or unable to move forward. But their unwillingness to grow does not have to hinder your journey. Their limitations are not your limitations. Their doubts are not your doubts. In fact, when you allow their jealousy to affect you, you give them power over your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. You start to question your own worth, your own path, and whether or not you should continue. You may start to second guess yourself, wondering if you are deserving of the success and growth you are experiencing. But let me remind you that jealousy is a reflection of their own insecurities, not your own worth. The fact that they feel the need to try to pull you down speaks more about their inability to step into their own greatness than it does about your success. They are not attacking your ability, they are attacking the inability to see the potential within themselves. So when jealousy comes your way, don't internalize it, don't let it stop you. Instead, see it for what it is, a reflection of the fear and insecurity that those who target you are dealing with. Let it remind you that you are on the right path. Let it show you that you are doing something worth noticing. Your progress is making waves, and where there are waves, there is often resistance. But just as the ocean continues to move forward despite the waves crashing against the shore, so too should you continue moving forward in the face of opposition. In the end, your ability to rise above their jealousy is not just a testament to your strength, it is a reminder that your purpose cannot be stopped by anyone else's fear. You are living your truth, and that truth is far more powerful than any attempt to bring you down. When people are jealous, they are simply showing their own inability to rise to the challenge of their own potential. You are not responsible for their fears. Your only responsibility is to continue moving forward, to continue pursuing your purpose, and to let their jealousy reveal to you just how powerful and unstoppable you truly are. When jealousy comes against you, remember that you are not just being attacked for who you are today. You are being targeted for who you are becoming. People often fail to recognize that your growth is not just a reflection of your current success, but a precursor to even greater achievements. Jealousy arises because people are seeing the potential within you that they are not yet able to see in themselves. They fear the future you are stepping into, the heights you are bound to reach, and the impact you will make. They may try to tear you down, but what they fail to understand is that your journey is far from over. Their jealousy is based on a small moment in time, but your destiny is far bigger than anything they can comprehend. As you continue to grow, expand, and evolve, those who are jealous of you are not just reacting to your present. They are reacting to the force of destiny within you. You are walking into a future that they cannot yet grasp, and that terrifies them. Your success today is only a glimpse of the power, the influence, and the transformation that is ahead. They do not just see where you are, they see where you are going, and that scares them because they have not yet made peace with their own unfulfilled potential. But your future is unstoppable. The vision you have for your life, the dreams that are planted in your heart, are far greater than the jealousy and negativity of others. Your journey is a unique path that only you can walk. And the more you rise, the more they will try to make you doubt yourself, to convince you that you do not deserve what is coming your way. They will try to fill your mind with doubt, to get you to question if you are truly worthy of the success, the growth, and the future that is ahead. But their jealousy is rooted in fear, not just fear of your present, but fear of your future. They do not want you to succeed because your success forces them to confront their own failures, their own unpursued dreams. And the closer you get to your true purpose, the more they will push back. They may say things to undermine your journey, try to convince you that you are not capable, or try to derail your progress by planting seeds of doubt in your mind. But all of this is simply a reflection of their own fear. Fear of the future. Fear of what could be. Fear that your success will expose their own failure to pursue their dreams. But here's the truth: no one can stop you from becoming who you are meant to be. Your future is already secured. You are destined for greatness, and nothing, no amount of jealousy or negativity can take that away from you. The more you rise, the more you show them what is possible when you stay true to your purpose. The more you become the person you were always meant to be, the more they will see that their own insecurities are holding them back, not you. They are not attacking you, they are attacking the possibility of their own greatness. Your future is what they are truly afraid of, because they know they are not yet willing to fight for their own dreams. But you are. And that's why you will continue to succeed, continue to thrive, and continue to move toward your destiny, no matter what they do. You are not bound by their jealousy. You are bound by your purpose, and your purpose will carry you to heights they could only dream of. Let their jealousy be the fuel that propels you, and watch as you step into the future that you were always destined for, a future that no one can take away from you. You must become more discerning. Not everyone around you is meant to walk the same path with you. Some people are sent into your life to teach you lessons about strength, resilience, and the power of discernment. The more you rise, the more you will encounter people who are quietly envious of your progress, and the more you will have to learn to identify and eliminate these subtle influences. They may not always be loud or direct, but they still carry the same destructive energy. These subtle forms of jealousy are just as dangerous as overt hostility, because they can creep into your subconscious and distract you from your goals. If you allow their quiet undermining to go unchecked, it can make you question your worth. It can cause you to feel isolated, unsupported, and alone, even when you're surrounded by people. That's why it's essential to stay grounded in your purpose. When you know exactly where you're going and understand that your journey is not about pleasing others, you won't be swayed by their indirect sabotage. You will recognize their efforts for what they are, attempts to control or influence you through subtle means. And you will respond not with anger or frustration, but with clarity and conviction. The moment you realize that this kind of jealousy has no power over you is the moment you reclaim control over your life. You must understand that no one has the ability to stop you unless you allow them to. Their passive-aggressive tactics are simply reflections of their own fear of your future. They know that they cannot stop you if you remain resolute in your purpose, so they will try to confuse you into doubting yourself. But don't let that happen. Keep moving forward with the same certainty that you had when you first started this journey. The more you grow, the more you will encounter these subtle forms of jealousy, but the more equipped you will be to recognize and avoid them. At the end of the day, these quiet attacks aren't about you, they are about them. They are projections of their unhealed wounds, their fears, and their inability to see the greatness within themselves. So when you encounter these subtle attempts to sabotage your progress, don't respond with frustration or anger. Simply acknowledge them for what they are and keep moving forward. Your purpose is far greater than any passive-aggressive behavior someone can throw your way. They may try to weaken your resolve with their subtle undermining, but they can't take away the vision you have for your life. They may try to slow you down, but they cannot stop you. Your destiny is bigger than their small-minded attempts to disrupt your progress, and as long as you stay focused on your purpose, you will continue to rise. When you're moving toward your purpose, especially when you're stepping into the fullness of your potential, you'll inevitably encounter challenges, obstacles, and resistance that seem like they're designed to stop you in your tracks. But one thing you must always remember is that your opposition is not always external. Sometimes the biggest enemy you face isn't the jealousy of others, it's the doubt within yourself. It's when you start to believe the lies that others are telling you, or even the lies that you begin to tell yourself about your worth, your abilities, or your future. The enemy of your success is not just the voices of others, but also the internal voices that echo the criticisms and doubts planted by those who are jealous. These voices try to convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, or that you're not deserving of the success and greatness that you are destined to achieve. But here's the truth: the moment you internalize the opinions of those who are jealous of you, you give them the power to shape your future. The jealousy of others only has power over you if you allow it to dictate how you see yourself. The critical voices, the undermining remarks, and the efforts to sabotage your progress are meant to make you question everything you know to be true about yourself. They want you to doubt your worth, because when you doubt yourself, you stop pushing forward. When you stop pushing forward, you halt your progress, and that's exactly what they want. They want you to shrink back, to retreat, to play small, because your greatness shines a light on their inadequacies and forces them to confront their own fears and failures. But you must resist this temptation to shrink. You must recognize that your journey is far more significant than the petty insecurities of others. When you are on the path to greatness, you will face all kinds of resistance, external and internal. The jealousy of others is merely one form of it, but the internal battle is often much harder to overcome. The way to defeat this inner opposition is by constantly reaffirming who you are and whose you are. You have to remind yourself every single day that you are destined for greatness. You are not defined by the opinions of others. You are not limited by their small vision of what you can achieve. You are only limited by what you believe about yourself. And if you allow their jealousy to cloud your vision, you will miss the opportunities that are meant for you. Every time you face this internal opposition, remind yourself that you are not in competition with anyone. Your journey is not about comparing yourself to others or measuring your success against theirs. Your journey is about fulfilling the unique purpose that God has placed in your heart. You are not here to live anyone else's dream. You are here to live your own. And the more you recognize that, the less power the jealousy of others will have over you. You must stop looking for validation from people who don't see your worth and start seeking validation from within. Your success, your growth, and your vision are valid simply because you believe in them. And no one, not even those who wish to see you fail, can take that away from you unless you allow it. The key to overcoming this internal opposition is self-awareness and self-confidence. When you know who you are and where you're going, the jealousy of others becomes irrelevant. When you have a strong sense of your own value, you no longer seek approval from those who criticize or doubt you. Their opinions lose their power over you because they are rooted in fear and insecurity, not truth. And as long as you continue to move forward with clarity and conviction, nothing can stop you. You must also learn to trust the process. Success is rarely immediate, and the road to your destiny will often be filled with struggles, delays, and setbacks. It is easy to become discouraged when things don't seem to be moving at the pace you desire. But remember that every step you take, every challenge you face, is preparing you for the greatness ahead. The setbacks and opposition are part of the process. They are shaping you, strengthening you, and refining your character so that when you reach your destination, you will be ready to handle the responsibility that comes with success. Don't let the jealousy of others or the doubts you face cause you to second guess your progress. What may seem like a delay is actually divine preparation for the breakthrough that is just around the corner. The more you rise, the more you will encounter jealousy and resistance, but you must not let these challenges stop you. The greater the jealousy, the higher the level of your success. So when you face these battles, whether internal or external, remember that they are simply indicators that you are moving in the right direction. Your path is not meant to be easy. It is meant to be transformational. And every time you face resistance, whether from others or within yourself, you are becoming stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your purpose. Stay focused, stay determined, and most importantly, stay true to the vision that God has placed in your heart. You are not just overcoming opposition, you are moving closer to the destiny that is rightfully yours. As you continue on this journey, you must understand something very crucial. The presence of jealousy in your life is often a reflection of the magnitude of your potential. The bigger the target on your back, the greater the destiny ahead of you. When people begin to attack you or undermine you, it's not a sign that you are weak, it's a sign that you are doing something right. People rarely spend their time trying to tear down someone who is insignificant. You must realize that the more successful you become, the more you will attract attention. Not all of it will be good. Some will come in the form of admiration, but much of it will come in the form of jealousy, criticism, and negativity. However, these reactions aren't about you. They're about the insecurities and limitations that others feel in the face of your progress. When jealousy appears, it is simply a confirmation that you are walking the right path. It is the universe's way of telling you that you are heading in the right direction, that you are in alignment with your purpose. Think about it. When people see your growth, your courage, your strength, they often can't help but compare themselves to you. This is not an attack on your character, but an indication of the challenges they face within themselves. They are not angry at you for being who you are. They are angry because they wish they could be as confident, as bold, or as free as you are. Instead of confronting their own fears and insecurities, they direct their negative energy towards you. You become a mirror, reflecting back to them what they have not yet dared to confront within themselves. This is why it is so important for you to never internalize the negative energy directed towards you. You must understand that jealousy often stems from a place of unhealed wounds in others. They are envious not of your success, but of your ability to rise above their limitations, your refusal to be bound by their insecurities. The truth is, jealousy is rooted in fear of being inadequate, fear of not measuring up, fear of being left behind. But none of that is your responsibility. You are not responsible for how others feel about themselves. What you are responsible for is staying true to who you are and continuing to walk confidently in the path that you've been given. It's also important to recognize that jealousy can sometimes disguise itself in subtle ways. While some may be overt in their jealousy, others might mask it behind fake compliments or superficial friendliness. They may pretend to be happy for you while secretly undermining your efforts, sowing seeds of doubt, or attempting to diminish your achievements. This kind of jealousy is often harder to detect because it comes in a guise of politeness or even false support. But just as you would recognize an overt attack, you must also be vigilant when dealing with more passive forms of jealousy. Recognize the signs: those who seek to take credit for your work, those who try to belittle your accomplishments, or those who constantly put you down in subtle ways. These individuals are not your allies. They are the ones who feel threatened by your success and will stop at nothing to see you shrink back into a space that makes them comfortable. The best way to handle this kind of subtle jealousy is by refusing to engage with it. Do not waste your energy trying to prove yourself to anyone, especially those who do not wish to see you succeed. You must learn to protect your peace and refuse to get drawn into unnecessary conflict or competition. Understand that you are not in competition with anyone and that the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. The more you grow, the more you must guard your heart and mind against the toxicity of jealousy. It's not your job to change the hearts of those who are envious of you. Your job is to stay focused, stay driven, and keep moving forward. As you continue to rise and become the person you were always meant to be, remember that those who are jealous of you are often projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. They are afraid of what your success might mean for their own lives. They are afraid of being overshadowed, of not measuring up. But the truth is, your success is not their failure, and their failure is not your fault. You must learn to distance yourself from the opinions and judgments of others, especially those who have no real stake in your success. When you stop allowing their jealousy to influence you, you free yourself to fully embrace your own potential and purpose. Your journey is your own, and no one can walk it but you. You have been given the vision, the gifts, and the calling to do something extraordinary in this world. The jealousy of others can be a powerful motivator if you choose to use it as fuel for your fire. Every time someone attempts to undermine you, every time someone tries to make you doubt yourself, see it as a reminder of the greatness within you. Their jealousy is a reflection of your brilliance and potential, a testament to the fact that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So as you continue to face these challenges, remember that the jealousy you face is not about you, it's about them. It's about their inability to see their own potential, their fear of your greatness, and their struggle with their own self-worth. But that's not your problem. Your responsibility is to continue moving forward, to continue building your life and your legacy, regardless of the opinions of others. Your purpose is too great, your vision too powerful, and your destiny too important to be stopped by jealousy. In conclusion, remember that jealousy is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a sign of the greatness within you. When you rise, you will inevitably face resistance, but you must never allow the opinions, doubts, or negativity of others to deter you from your purpose. The jealousy you encounter is a reminder that you are on the right path and that your progress is something others can't ignore. Your journey is unique, and the challenges you face are part of the process that will mold you into the person you are destined to become. Stand firm in who you are and refuse to let anyone's jealousy define your future. Keep pressing forward with confidence and clarity, knowing that the more you rise, the more you will be fulfilling the purpose God has set for you. Your success is inevitable when you remain true to your vision, and nothing, no matter how powerful the jealousy or resistance, can stop you from achieving the greatness you were born for. There are moments in life when we are faced with betrayal, deceit, and unfair treatment. People will come into our lives with the intention to harm us, to hurt us, and to make us believe we are less than who we truly are. They may use their power, their words, or their actions to undermine us. But I want you to understand something today. Karma is coming for them. You see, no matter how much they try to bring you down, no matter how much they think they can get away with their actions, the universe has a way of balancing the scales. People may act as if they are above reproach, thinking that their hurtful deeds will never catch up with them. But remember, what they have sown, they will reap, and it will come in ways they least expect. There's a divine law that governs this world. It is the law of cause and effect. Every action, every word, every intention carries weight. What they've planted in the lives of others, what they've thrown at you, will find its way back to them. They will face their own consequences, whether they realize it now or later. You don't need to worry about getting even or seeking revenge. That's not your job. Your job is to rise above it all, to keep your integrity intact, and to let the natural order of the universe do what it does best. But let me remind you, karma is not a punishment, it's a reflection of their own choices. When someone hurts you, they're only revealing the true nature of who they are. Don't let their actions define you. Your peace, your purpose, and your progress are far more valuable than wasting time on thoughts of retaliation. Let them operate in their ignorance, for their actions will speak louder than any words they could ever say. What you are focusing on now is your own growth, your own purpose, and the future that lies ahead. The best thing you can do is to continue living a life of excellence. Continue to walk in your truth, to fulfill your destiny, and to trust in the divine timing of the universe. Know that every setback they try to create for you, every lie they tell, every hurtful word they speak will come back to them in ways they cannot imagine. Karma is coming for them. And when it does, there will be no need for you to lift a finger. When their actions return to them, they will realize that everything they put out into the world has found its way back like a boomerang that cannot miss its target. It will teach them the lesson they need to learn. So hold your head high. Continue to stay focused on your goals. Know that your victory is assured because you are walking in the light. The enemy cannot touch what the hand of God has already protected. Your success will be the proof that you don't need to waste your energy on negative forces. When karma comes knocking, it will come to those who tried to harm you, not to you. There are moments in life when we are tested, when people come into our lives and attempt to destroy our peace. They will betray us, deceive us, manipulate us, and act in ways that feel unfair. It's a part of life that no matter how much we try to avoid it, we will eventually encounter these types of situations. You will be hurt by people who promise loyalty but turn their backs on you. You'll face the sting of betrayal from people you once trusted deeply. These experiences can leave scars, and at times it might seem like the world is against you. But let me tell you this, what they do is a reflection of their own weakness, their insecurities, and their inability to see the truth. While these actions may bring temporary pain, they cannot define who you are. You are not defined by the betrayal, the hurtful words, or the manipulative games others play. What people do to you does not determine your worth, your potential, or your destiny. Your value lies not in how others treat you, but in how you treat yourself and the world around you. No matter how much hurt they cause, your purpose is not tied to their actions. They might have made you feel small, unworthy, or rejected, but that is not your truth. Your truth is rooted in your integrity, your strength, and your ability to rise above any circumstance. What they do to you is a reflection of their own brokenness, not a reflection of your value. Sometimes people project their fears and limitations onto others. They lash out because they're scared or insecure. They try to control or manipulate because they can't control their own lives. This is their struggle, their journey, and their battle, not yours. You can't allow their actions to become the lens through which you view yourself. Their betrayal doesn't diminish who you are or stop you from walking your path. You must remember this, their actions are about them, not you. When they hurt you, it says more about their inability to cope with their own issues than it says about you. And in the grand scheme of life, that is their burden to carry, not yours. The pain they cause can make you feel alone, but you are not alone. You are never defined by someone else's choices, especially when those choices are aimed at hurting you. People who betray or hurt others are often doing so because they lack the wisdom and understanding to handle life in a healthy way. They may not have the emotional tools to navigate relationships, and they may take their frustrations out on those closest to them. It's a sad cycle, but one that is not meant to break you. Instead, let it be a lesson in understanding the true nature of people's actions. When you're hurt, it's not about you being less than what you are. It's about them being unable to recognize the value and dignity that exists in you. So as you face these moments, understand that their betrayal, their deceit, their wrongdoings are not the final verdict on your life. They cannot diminish your light. You can stand tall, not because of what they did to you, but because of who you are in spite of it. You are more than their hurtful actions, and your journey is not dependent on their choices. You are walking toward a greater purpose, and that path will not be determined by anyone else's attempt to bring you down. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is a powerful force in the universe. It operates on a principle that everything we do, every action we take, carries a consequence. And the same is true for those who choose to hurt, deceive, or manipulate others. What they put into the world will inevitably return to them. Now, you may not always see it immediately, and it may seem like they're getting away with their actions, but make no mistake, karma has a way of finding its course. It might not come in the form you expect or at the moment you want it to, but it will always come. People who think they can harm others without facing consequences are deluding themselves. They may act as if they have the power to cause destruction and walk away unscathed, but the truth is that the universe does not forget. Every lie they tell, every malicious action they take, every attempt to break you down or sabotage your success, these are all seeds they've sown, and the harvest is coming. What they do today will find its way back to them tomorrow. Karma is not something you have to worry about. It is an unstoppable force, an inevitable result of the actions they've chosen to make. When people hurt you, when they try to destroy your peace or your progress, they are setting in motion a chain of events that they cannot control. They may have convinced themselves that their behavior is harmless, that they can escape the consequences of their actions. But no one can escape the laws of the universe. You don't have to lift a finger or waste your energy on seeking revenge or getting even. The natural order of things will ensure that their actions come full circle. The way they treated you will be the very thing they have to face in some way, shape, or form. The lies, the betrayal, the hurt, they will eventually be met with the same intensity. But karma does not just apply to the bad deeds they have done to others. It also works on a deeper level. It goes beyond the actions that are seen on the surface. The thoughts, the intentions, the hidden agendas, they all play a part in the karmic process. If someone's intentions were to cause harm, even if they didn't succeed in doing so, the energy they put out into the world is still a part of the equation. Karma knows the heart of a person. It doesn't just look at the surface level, it sees the truth behind their words, their actions, and their hidden motives. And in time, those truths will be revealed. They cannot escape what they have created. Many people who try to hurt others will do so because of their own insecurities, their own inability to deal with their pain. But this does not excuse their actions. The universe operates on the law of balance, and those who wrong others will face the consequences of that wrong. They may not even realize it at first, but karma always finds its way to them. It could come in the form of a relationship they lose, a business deal that falls apart, or even their own peace of mind being shattered. The consequences will come, and they will be more profound than they can imagine. But remember, karma is not a form of punishment. It is simply the return of energy. What goes out must come back. If they have spread hurt, deceit, or negativity, that is exactly what will be returned to them. And while you might not be able to see it right now, know that the universe is always working in the background, balancing the scales and ensuring that no wrong goes unnoticed. The good news is you don't need to be involved in the process. You don't need to worry about their fate. The most powerful thing you can do is stay focused on your paths. Stay committed to your integrity. And trust that the natural order of things will do its job. Karma works whether you believe in it or not, and it's a force that no one can escape. Those who wrong others will always face the results of their actions. You don't have to chase after them or worry about their fate. Let it be. Let karma work in its own time, in its own way, because it will always come for them in the way that is most fitting for the harm they've caused. There is a divine law that governs this world, a law that cannot be ignored or altered, no matter how much some people may try. This law is the law of cause and effect, and it is rooted in the very fabric of the universe. It ensures that everything, every action has a consequence. It ensures that nothing goes unnoticed, even when people think they can act in secret or hide their intentions. This divine law, this cosmic order, operates beyond human understanding, and it always restores balance. Every word spoken, every action taken, every decision made will ultimately find its way back to its origin. And this law is not selective. It applies to everyone, including those who think they are above it all. When people act with malice, when they hurt others with their words, their actions, or their disregard for others' well-being, they are violating this natural order. They may believe they are escaping the consequences, but they are merely postponing them. They might seem to get away with it for a time. They might even prosper for a season. But this divine law is patient and just. The universe works in cycles, and eventually the energy that was sent out will return to the source. This is the power of the law of cause and effect. It will never allow an injustice to go unbalanced. What they do to you will be visited upon them, and it will return in ways they cannot predict or control. Now, this law is not just about punishment, it's about restoration and justice. The divine law of cause and effect is not vengeful, it is a force of correction. It is designed to return balance to the world, to teach those who choose to harm others the lessons they need to learn. It serves as a reminder that no one is exempt from the consequences of their actions. No matter how much someone tries to avoid it, their deeds will catch up with them. Whether they realize it or not, they are planting seeds of their own future. And when those seeds sprout, the consequences will unfold in their lives. The beauty of this divine law is that it frees us from the need for revenge. You don't have to seek justice because the universe will handle it for you. You don't need to waste time and energy trying to force a balance or correct an injustice. The divine law of cause and effect will do that. You don't need to chase after them or try to prove anything to anyone. The natural order of the universe will expose the truth, reveal their wrongdoings, and ensure that they receive what they have given out. And when it happens, it won't be because of something you did. It will happen because the universe is a reflection of the truth, and the truth cannot be hidden forever. Sometimes people will manipulate situations, try to avoid responsibility, or deceive others into believing they are innocent. They may even believe that their actions will remain hidden or that they will escape the consequences. But the divine law sees all. It knows the truth behind every lie, every manipulation, and every wrong action. There is nothing that escapes its reach. Even the hidden intentions, the secret thoughts, the plans formed in the dark are all part of this cosmic law. Nothing can be hidden from the law of cause and effect. You see, the universe has a way of righting itself. It's not about you making sure they get what's coming to them, but about trusting that the natural order will restore balance. You may not see it happen immediately, and it might not come in the way you expect, but trust that it will. People who act with cruelty, deceit, or malice will eventually face the consequences of those actions. They will come face to face with the results of their own choices. And when that moment comes, it will be a reflection of the law of cause and effect working in their lives, teaching them the lessons they need to learn. What's important for you to understand in these moments is that you don't need to interfere. You don't need to be the one to deliver the justice. The divine law of cause and effect will ensure that those who do wrong face the consequences of their actions. And it will be done in a way that only the universe can orchestrate with perfect timing and divine wisdom. So rest assured, nothing goes unnoticed and nothing is ever truly hidden. The balance will be restored, and the justice that they have avoided will eventually find them. When people intentionally hurt others, they often fail to realize that their actions not only damage the lives of those they target, but they also create a ripple effect that touches every area of their own life. What they do to others is like planting seeds in a garden, and those seeds will eventually sprout, but not necessarily in the way they expect. The energy they put out into the world is a reflection of their inner state, and that energy must return to them one way or another. If their actions are filled with negativity, deceit, or harm, then the outcome will be an equivalent response in their life. But it's not just about what they do to others, it's also about the deep-seated consequences they create for themselves by choosing to act in ways that go against the laws of nature. People who hurt others often do so out of their own fear, insecurities, or unresolved issues. They may lash out because they don't know how to deal with their own pain, or they may seek to manipulate or control others as a way of coping with their own lack of control in their lives. But the reality is that they are not only hurting others, they are also planting the seeds of their own destruction. Every time they attempt to bring someone down, every time they deceive or manipulate, they are building their own house of cards. What they don't realize is that these actions erode their own sense of peace, their own stability, and their own integrity. They think they are building something by tearing others down, but they are only digging themselves deeper into a hole that will eventually consume them. As the seeds they've sown begin to sprout, they will start to feel the weight of their actions in their own lives. They may experience broken relationships, financial setbacks, or emotional turmoil as a result of the negative energy they've put out into the world. The very deceit and manipulation they used to hurt others will come back to haunt them in unexpected ways. They may lose trust, respect, and peace of mind, and it will feel like a whirlwind that they cannot control. And here's the truth: it's not a punishment from anyone else. It's a natural result of their own choices. The universe has a way of ensuring that the energy people put out into the world comes back to them multiplied and intensified, just as the seeds they planted grow into something that cannot be avoided. They may not see it coming at first. In the short term, it might feel like they're getting away with their actions or even prospering from their manipulation and deceit. But that is only temporary. The longer they continue to act in ways that harm others, the more deeply rooted the consequences become. The universe is not in a hurry, and it is not concerned with instant gratification. It works on its own time, and when the consequences come, they are often more profound than the person ever expected. It's not about them being punished for their actions, but about them facing the natural return of the energy they put out. And this return can manifest in many ways: in relationships that fall apart, in situations that unravel, and in inner peace that slips away. What they fail to understand is that the harm they cause doesn't only affect the person they target, it begins to erode the foundation of their own life. Their reputation, their relationships, their emotional well-being, all of these things are affected by the energy they choose to send out into the world. Every deceitful action, every harmful word, every moment of manipulation not only hurts those around them, but also chips away at the very core of who they are. Eventually, they will realize that the person they hurt, the life they tried to destroy, was not the only one that suffered. They too will bear the weight of the negative energy they have created. And let's not forget that this is all part of a greater universal balance. The universe is not blind to the actions of others. It sees everything: the small acts of betrayal, the secret manipulations, the lies that seem harmless at first. And it ensures that no negative action goes unnoticed. The energy they put into the world will eventually return to them, but often in ways they can't foresee. This is the beauty and power of the universal law of cause and effect. It holds everything accountable, even when we can't immediately see the results. So those who try to hurt others, deceive others, or destroy others in their pursuit of personal gain should understand this. The universe is not passive. It is always watching, always ensuring that the energy you put into the world eventually comes back to you. The lies they tell will be uncovered. The people they hurt will heal and move on, while the harm they've caused will follow them, lingering and growing until they are forced to face the consequences of their own actions. And when that moment comes, it will not be because of something you did. It will be because the universe, in its infinite wisdom and fairness, has ensured that the energy they've put into the world returns to them, multiplying and growing in ways they cannot control. There is a fundamental truth that is often overlooked in the rush to achieve, to win, or to assert power over others. Every action carries with it an energy that cannot be erased. People may try to deceive, to manipulate, or to act unjustly, thinking that their actions will go unnoticed or unpunished. But what they fail to understand is that the energy they send out into the world always finds its way back to them. It's a law that cannot be evaded. The very nature of the universe operates on the principle that everything comes full circle. The energy they put out, whether positive or negative, is never wasted. It will always return in a form they least expect, and it will be multiplied. When people hurt others, whether emotionally, physically, or spiritually, they are not just impacting the lives of the individuals they harm. They are making a decision to disrupt the harmony that exists in the universe. What they don't realize is that this disruption doesn't just affect the victim, it comes back to them. It may take time for this return to manifest, but it is inevitable. The energy they project is like a boomerang. They might think they've gotten away with their actions or that no one will ever know the truth of what they've done. But the universe sees everything. Every injustice, every lie, every betrayal, they are all stored in the cosmic order, and the balance must eventually be restored. This is where many people go wrong. They believe that they can manipulate the system or escape the consequences of their actions through cleverness or deceit. But what they fail to account for is the power of universal justice. The laws that govern the universe are not bound by time or place. They are constant, they are impartial, and they are inevitable. Nothing escapes the law of cause and effect. It may appear that someone is getting away with their actions, that they are succeeding while others suffer, but this is simply an illusion. The consequences of their choices may not come immediately, but they are already in motion. The universe is always working behind the scenes, ensuring that no wrong goes unaddressed. The law of cause and effect works in such a way that it doesn't simply return what was given, it often returns it multiplied. If someone has sown seeds of hatred or betrayal, those seeds will not return to them as small, isolated incidents. They will return with the full weight of the harm they've inflicted. This is not a process of revenge, but a natural consequence of their own actions. The consequences are not imposed by any external force. They are the result of the energy they have created. This is why we must be careful about the energy we put out into the world. Every thought, every word, and every action has a lasting impact. People who think they can act maliciously with no repercussions will eventually face the natural return of their actions. It may come in the form of broken relationships, lost opportunities, or even the erosion of their own peace and sense of self-worth. They might believe they can continue on their path without consequence, but as long as they continue to operate in a manner that is out of alignment with universal laws, they will eventually experience the very pain they have caused. The thing is, the universe operates on a different timeline. We often think that justice should come swiftly, but the natural law doesn't always work on our time. It works on its own schedule, which means those who do harm may appear to prosper in the short term, but eventually they will feel the weight of their choices. The law of cause and effect is patient. It is not rushed. It waits until the right time for the truth to come to light, for the consequences to manifest. And when they do, they will be far more impactful than the individual ever imagined. This is why it is important not to let the actions of others disturb your peace. When people seek to hurt you, betray you, or manipulate you, know that you do not need to fight back. The universe is working on your behalf. The energy they've sent out will return to them in a way that will be beyond their control. Their lies will be exposed, their deceit will catch up with them, and the harm they've caused will come back to them in ways that will be unavoidable. You don't have to spend your time chasing after them or seeking revenge. Instead, you must trust in the power of the universe's law to restore balance. The beauty of this truth is that it allows us to let go of resentment and anger. We don't have to carry the burden of seeking justice for ourselves. The universe has already set that in motion. Every harmful thing someone does to you, every attack, every betrayal is already in the process of being accounted for. It's a powerful realization because it frees you from the need to take matters into your own hands. You can move forward with peace, knowing that karma, or the law of cause and effect, is working on your behalf. So when someone hurts you, betrays you, or seeks to destroy you, remember this karma is coming for them not as punishment, but as the natural return of the energy they have created. And that return will be far greater than anything you could have ever done. The balance will be restored, and their actions will come back to them in a way that they cannot escape. When individuals wrong others, they often believe that they can escape the repercussions of their actions, that somehow the damage they've caused will go unnoticed, or that their bad behavior will not be recognized for what it truly is. But what they fail to understand is that the universe has a way of revealing the truth. The laws of cause and effect work in such a manner that no falsehood remains hidden for long. No injustice remains unaccounted for. The very nature of the universe ensures that sooner or later the truth will come to light. The energy they have sent out into the world, the harm they have inflicted on others, will not stay buried forever. It will be uncovered in time. People who hurt others often believe they are operating in secrecy, manipulating situations, or hiding their intentions. They may think they are deceiving those around them, but the universe is always watching. Every word, every action, every intention is seen, even when no one else is aware. The truth has a way of making itself known. It might take time, and it might not always come in the way that one expects, but it will come. This is the power of truth. It is relentless, and it will eventually break through any barriers of lies or deceit. For those who attempt to harm others through dishonesty, manipulation, or cruelty, they are essentially creating a time bomb. They may be able to hide their actions or deceive others for a while, but their lies will eventually surface. And when they do, the impact will be far more devastating than they could have ever anticipated. The deceit they have crafted, the manipulation they have orchestrated will come back to them, but not just in the form of the harm they tried to inflict on others. It will often be magnified, returning in a way that catches them completely off guard. The universe has a way of revealing the truth in its perfect timing. No matter how much someone tries to conceal the truth or how well they believe they've hidden their wrongdoings, the truth will eventually rise to the surface. This is why people who harm others need to be especially cautious in how they live their lives. They may feel as though they can continue deceiving others or creating chaos, but the longer they go unchecked, the closer they get to the moment when everything will be revealed. The universe, in its wisdom, allows individuals to make choices. It doesn't rush the process of revealing the truth. It lets the person continue down their path, building their own house of lies and deceit. But eventually, the universe steps in and ensures that the truth is made clear to all. What's often most striking about this process is that the truth doesn't just come to light in an obvious or direct way. It often reveals itself in the most unexpected of circumstances. The lies people tell may start to unravel quietly, piece by piece. Small details that they believed they had covered up begin to surface, exposing their actions for what they really are. At first, the revelation may seem minor, insignificant even, but as the pieces fall into place, the truth becomes undeniable. Those who were deceived may start to see the inconsistencies, the contradictions, and the cracks in the story. What was once hidden in darkness will be brought into the light, and when it does, the person who attempted to deceive or hurt others will be left with no way to explain it away. The damage they have done will no longer be able to be ignored, and the weight of their actions will come crashing down on them. There is also a deeper truth to this revelation of the universe. It is not just about revealing the lies, it is about restoring balance. For every wrong that has been done, for every injustice that has been inflicted, the truth serves as a reminder that the universe is not blind. It ensures that what is hidden, what is falsely represented, will eventually be revealed so that justice can be served. Not in the way we might expect or want, but in the most profound way possible. The harm caused by others doesn't disappear when it is exposed. It leaves a trail of consequences that the person who committed the wrong must face. It's not the universe seeking to harm them, but rather a reflection of the energy they put out coming back to them. The lies and manipulations they used to hurt others will eventually be turned back on them, and they will have to reckon with the consequences of their own actions. The reason why the universe ensures that the truth is revealed is because truth is a powerful force. Lies and deceit may seem like they have the upper hand for a while, but they are weak in comparison to truth. Truth cannot be silenced. It may be delayed, but it cannot be destroyed. And when the truth finally emerges, it does so with such clarity and force that it shatters the illusion that has been created. People who try to deceive others may feel secure for a time, but when the truth is revealed, they will find themselves exposed and vulnerable. Their actions, their words, their intentions, all of it will be laid bare for everyone to see. What they thought they could control, what they believed they could manipulate, will turn on them. The very lies they used to harm others will become the evidence of their downfall. The trust they thought they had secured will be shattered, their reputation will be tarnished, and their relationships will be irreparably damaged. The universe has a way of bringing the truth to light, and when it does, it reveals more than just the facts. It reveals the consequences of those actions in ways that can't be ignored. People can't hide from the truth forever. And when they try to manipulate, deceive, or hurt others, they are setting themselves up for a truth that will come to light in ways that they can't avoid. And when it does, it will be clear that their actions, no matter how cleverly concealed, have always been visible to the universe. When you begin to realize that karma is coming for them, it is not merely about the consequences that they will eventually face. It's about the profound truth that what goes around will come back around. Every single action that a person takes, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, carries a ripple effect. Every word they speak, every choice they make, every decision that shapes their interactions with others creates a lasting impact, and the universe does not allow these actions to disappear without returning to them in some form. This is not something that is within our control to manipulate or change. The laws of cause and effect, the law of karma, are beyond the reach of human influence. They are universal laws constantly in motion, working with incredible precision to bring balance and order to all things. What makes this truth even more powerful is the idea that karma is not some distant force that randomly punishes those who do wrong. It is an inherent part of the universe's design to bring balance to the actions and energies we put out into the world. It doesn't matter if someone has done wrong intentionally or unknowingly, the energy they send out will eventually make its way back to them. If someone has spoken ill of you, betrayed your trust, or caused harm to you or others, they might not immediately face consequences. They might think they've escaped, that they've evaded justice, or that they've gotten away with their actions. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Karma does not forget. It's not a matter of revenge, it's a matter of restoring equilibrium. When one disturbs the balance by sowing negativity, deceit, or harm, that imbalance must be corrected. It's an act of cosmic order where every negative action must be accounted for. People who hurt others in subtle, yet deeply damaging ways often underestimate the power of this law. They think they can act in secret, that their words and actions will go unnoticed, but the universe is far more aware than they can ever imagine. Their harmful actions will eventually come back to them, and when they do, it will not be in the form they anticipated. The return of their energy will often be more intense, more direct, and more impactful than they could have ever predicted. It is not just about them facing the same harm they inflicted on others. It is about them experiencing the full weight of the energy they created in the world, often in ways that are unexpected and much greater than they ever imagined. Consider how often people get away with their wrongdoings in the moment. They might speak hurtful words behind someone's back, manipulate situations to their advantage, or take advantage of others in ways that seem to go unnoticed. But karma works in its own time. The results of their actions may not immediately show up, but that doesn't mean they have been erased. Just because we can't see the results doesn't mean they are not building. Like a seed planted in the soil, it is growing and it will eventually sprout unseen at first, but inevitable. That seed, when it emerges, will bring with it the fruit of their actions. The same way they've hurt others will eventually be reflected back to them in ways they cannot control. Karma isn't necessarily a punishment. It is the law of cause and effect at work. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't choose who deserves it and who doesn't. It simply responds to the energy that is put out into the world. When people treat others with malice, disrespect, or cruelty, the universe does not stand idle. It doesn't turn a blind eye. It allows the consequences of their actions to unfold in ways that bring them to a deeper understanding of their choices. When they do wrong, they will experience the results of their actions, perhaps not in the form they expected, but with the same intensity. They may be caught off guard when karma finally comes knocking, but it will come. The beauty of understanding karma's role in our lives is that it also offers us a sense of peace and trust in the natural order of things. You don't have to take matters into your own hands when others have wronged you. You don't have to spend your energy seeking revenge or dwelling on the injustices that have been done to you. Instead, you can take comfort in the fact that the universe is already handling the balance. The energy they put out into the world, the harm they've caused, the lies they've told, will eventually return to them. They will have to face the very consequences of their actions, and when that happens, it will often come in a form that is far more difficult for them to bear than anything they inflicted upon others. In time, you will witness the unraveling of the facade they've built, Their lies, their manipulations, their deceit will not protect them forever. The truth will rise and their actions will come back to them in ways that they cannot escape. It is a process that is beyond your control. You do not need to seek retribution. You do not need to retaliate. All you need to do is stand back, keep moving forward in your life, and trust that the law of karma will take care of what has been done to you. It's essential to remember that karma works in ways that are perfectly aligned with the nature of the universe. It is not meant to destroy the individual, but to restore balance. It is not about the universe actively punishing, but about correcting the imbalance that was created. So even when the person who wronged you is not immediately facing consequences, trust that they are not beyond the reach of karma. It will come, and when it does, it will restore the balance that was once disrupted. They will experience the full weight of their actions in ways that can't be ignored, and they will face the repercussions of their choices, for karma is always coming for them, and when it does, it will remind them of the power of universal justice. When we talk about karma coming for those who wrong others, it's important to understand that karma doesn't operate on a timeline that we control. It is not bound by our perceptions of what is fair or timely. What we often fail to realize is that karma operates on its own schedule, in its own perfect timing. The universe works in ways that we cannot fully comprehend, and the lessons that need to be learned will unfold when the time is right. We may not see the immediate effects of someone's actions when they harm us, and they might believe they've gotten away with it, but that is simply because karma is not always instantaneous. Just because they don't experience the consequences of their actions today doesn't mean they won't be confronted by them tomorrow. Lastly, the idea that karma comes in its own time offers us a sense of patience and faith in the greater order of things. We live in a world where immediate gratification is often expected, where we demand results on our own terms. But the truth is, the best things in life take time, and so does the law of karma. It doesn't matter how much time has passed, karma will come in its perfect timing, and when it does, it will be undeniable. No one escapes the law of cause and effect, and no one can outrun what they have set into motion. In time, the universe will bring about what is needed, and it will be a reflection of the energy they've put into the world. So while we wait, we can rest in the knowledge that karma is coming for them, and it will come with the fullness of the truth in its own time. The idea that karma operates in such a way that it rewards those who do good and punishes those who do harm can be difficult to grasp, especially when we see wrongdoers seemingly prosper while the righteous struggle. We may look at the unjust prospering in the world and ask, why is it that they seem to get away with it? This is where we must dig deeper into the nature of karma and understand that karma is not about immediate gratification or punishment. It's a principle that operates on the deepest level of human existence. Karma is not interested in temporary situations or short-term results. It is about the long-term impact of one's actions. Karma will come not only for the harm that was done, but also for the ripple effects that continue to extend through others' lives, even after the wrongdoer has forgotten about the impact of their actions. When someone wrongs us or harms others, they might feel they have escaped the consequences of their actions. They might carry on as if nothing happened, as if their actions didn't leave any lasting damage. But karma is relentless in its pursuit of balance. Even if we don't see it in real time, it never forgets. It operates within the invisible fabric of the universe, calculating and accumulating, waiting for the right moment to reveal the consequences. The universe is fair in this way. It ensures that the good we do will return to us, but also that the harm others inflict upon us will eventually return to them. The harm someone inflicts doesn't only come back to them directly, but it extends to those in their life as well. Karma's consequences are often more far-reaching than the wrongdoer can anticipate. Someone who lies, cheats, or manipulates others might believe they are winning, that they are escaping the consequences, but the true cost of their actions is the corrosion of trust, relationships, and even their own peace of mind. Karma is never just about the immediate retribution. It's about the long-term consequences that come from that behavior. Even if they evade punishment for a time, they cannot escape the toll it takes on their soul, their mental health, and their relationships. Think about this for a moment. Karma works by ensuring that what you put out into the world will multiply and come back in some form. If you sow negativity, deceit, and harm, the universe doesn't just send back the same amount of negativity, it multiplies. It amplifies, and before you know it, what was once a small act of dishonesty or malice becomes a wave of negative energy that circles back in ways that the wrongdoer can't predict. What they sow in secrecy will eventually manifest in ways they cannot control. Karma comes not just to balance the scales, but to return the multiplied effects of what they have put into the world. This is why the righteous should never envy the apparent success of those who do wrong. The universe is on a much longer timeline than we can see. In our human understanding, we might think that the wicked are winning because they seem to have the power, the resources, or the status in the moment. But the truth is, they are only accumulating more karma, more negative energy, and the greater their rise, the more their fall will be. What seems like prosperity in the short term is often a disguise for impending downfall. Their success is built on foundations of deceit, selfishness, and harm to others, and that will never last. True success, true prosperity is built on the foundation of integrity and kindness. And this doesn't just apply to personal actions. Karma impacts organizations, institutions, and societies as well. When a corporation or a leader acts out of greed, corruption, or exploitation, they may seem to flourish for a while, but the seeds of their wrongdoings will grow. Eventually, these actions will catch up to them in ways they cannot avoid. Whether it is through legal consequences, financial collapse, or loss of reputation, karma works its way through every corner of society. Just as individuals are subject to karma, so too are the systems and structures they build. Now, think about how this understanding of karma impacts us as individuals. It is a reminder that we must be mindful of our own actions, not only for the immediate results, but for the lasting consequences they create. Karma teaches us the importance of living a life of integrity, truth, and kindness, not for the purpose of avoiding punishment, but because it is the natural law of the universe. When we operate from a place of honesty and fairness, we create a positive energy that will return to us tenfold. We are not living in isolation from the law of karma. Everything we do, every choice we make, ripples out into the world and creates a web of consequences. We can never truly escape the law of karma. It is built into the very fabric of existence. So while it may seem that wrongdoers are getting away with their actions, we must trust that karma is working on a much grander scale. The universe sees all, knows all, and balances all. Those who do harm to others may escape our sight, but they cannot escape the watchful eye of the universe. The natural law of cause and effect ensures that no one can escape their actions forever. It's not about revenge, it's about balance. Karma will come for them, and when it does, it will be not just a return to them of what they've done, but a magnification of it greater than they ever anticipated, because the universe does not simply return the harm they have caused, but multiplies it. The best thing we can do as individuals is to live in accordance with truth, love, and integrity, knowing that we are never outside the influence of this universal law. By living rightly, we ensure that the karmic forces work in our favor, that the universe responds to us with positivity, peace, and prosperity. And while we may have moments of doubt or frustration watching the wicked prosper, we must remember that karma always comes, and when it does, it balances the scales in ways we can never imagine. Those who harm others will not escape their fate. Karma will surely find them, and it will return to them in ways that will be undeniable, unavoidable, and unchangeable. Karma is coming for them, but we must understand that karma operates according to a universal principle of fairness and justice, and it is far more powerful than any human attempt to take matters into their own hands. There is an inherent danger in trying to speed up karma or interfere with its process. Sometimes we feel the urge to make sure that those who wrong us face immediate consequences for their actions. We might wish to see the karmic effects unfold right before our eyes in real time. But karma teaches us that our job is not to rush or intervene. It teaches us patience and trust in the greater laws that govern the universe. Karma's process is not for us to control. It will unfold at the right time and in the right way, according to the natural laws that cannot be manipulated. One of the greatest mistakes we can make is to allow our frustration or anger to fuel our desire for revenge or retribution. We might feel the impulse to act against those who have hurt us, to make them pay, to deliver justice ourselves. But by doing so, we are trying to usurp the role of karma and take control of something that is bigger and beyond our individual capacity. When we try to impose our own sense of justice, we disrupt the very flow of life, and the consequences can ripple back to us. The law of karma is about the restoration of balance, not a petty form of vengeance. It is about allowing the universe to take care of what it does best, ensuring that every action has a matching consequence. The beauty of karma lies in its divine timing. The universe knows when someone's actions are damaging to others and when they must be brought to light. Sometimes the damage caused by someone's bad actions may not immediately appear to the naked eye. It may seem like they are flourishing, prospering, and getting away with the harm they've caused. But you see, karma operates in divine timing, which is not governed by the impatience of our human perspective. We may feel that they should be punished now, but the universe has its own timing for when those consequences will unfold. In fact, the longer someone appears to be getting away with it, the deeper the truth grows that their time will come. The delayed consequences serve a greater purpose. They allow the wrongdoer to reflect, to learn, and to repent or not. And this timing is not just about fairness for the wrongdoer, it also serves to protect us. When we let karma take its course, we free ourselves from the toxic cycle of resentment and bitterness that comes from trying to control the outcome. Our job is not to dwell on the wrongdoing or obsess over when the person will be held accountable. Instead, we must trust in the process and allow karma to work. When we let go and stop trying to enforce justice ourselves, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, a flow that moves through us and beyond us. Our own healing begins the moment we stop holding onto the desire for revenge, realizing that karma will return to the wrongdoer in the right moment. But even more important than the timing is the power of the lessons that karma brings. When it comes to those who have wronged us, karma does not merely deliver consequences, it provides the opportunity for learning and growth. The person who caused harm may not see it immediately, but karma will force them to confront their actions eventually. What they do with that moment of truth will shape their future. There's no escape from facing the reality of their actions. And when they do face it, they will be forced to reckon with the full weight of the damage they have caused, not only to others, but also to themselves. The reality is, karma is not only about consequences, it's also about transformation. For those who are capable of learning from their mistakes, karma serves as an opportunity for personal growth and spiritual evolution. The wrongdoer will either become a better person or remain trapped in the cycle of their own destructive behavior. But the choice is theirs. Karma does not punish to destroy, it punishes to teach, to guide, and to restore balance. We also must recognize that karma doesn't work in isolation. The consequences a person faces may be far greater than what they deserve in our human eyes. They may lose relationships, jobs, trust, or peace of mind. It's not always a visible or immediate event, but often a subtle unraveling of their inner world. When karma works its way through someone's life, it reaches the deepest parts of their being. The outer losses they experience will be nothing compared to the inner turmoil, guilt, and reflection that takes place. Therefore, karma is not something that happens to them, it happens for them. It happens for their own growth, to wake them up, to help them see what they have done and give them a chance to change. If they choose not to change, if they choose to continue on their destructive path, karma will be there to guide them, offering them the painful truth that cannot be ignored. This is why it is so important for us to never try to control karma, to never think that we can manipulate the universe's timing or process. Karma will always do what it's meant to do, and it does it in the way that serves the highest purpose. Our only responsibility is to trust, to remain patient, and to live according to the principles of goodness, kindness, and justice, knowing that karma will come for them. When it does, we can step back, knowing that we've played our part in living rightly and that the universe is restoring balance. In conclusion, we must remember that karma is an undeniable force, one that operates in perfect harmony with the laws of the universe. It is not for us to control or rush, for its timing is divinely orchestrated. When others wrong us, it is not our duty to seek revenge or to force justice into motion. The best thing we can do is live in alignment with truth, goodness, and integrity, and trust that karma will come for those who need to face the consequences of their actions. Karma is not about destruction, it is about restoration and transformation. It offers those who wrong us the opportunity to learn, grow, and ultimately evolve. By letting go of resentment and trusting in the process, we allow ourselves to heal and move forward. The universe has a way of bringing balance to every situation, and though it may seem slow at times, it is always on time. So let go, trust the process, and know that karma is coming for them, and it will come in its own perfect way.